said, hola, como esta? She said, konnichiwa. She said, pardon my French. I said, bonjour, madame. And then she says, say, and I say, no, lay. No matter where I go, you know I love them all. She said, hola, como esta? Said, konnichiwa. She said, pardon my French. I said, bonjour, madame. And she says, say, and I say, no, lay. No matter where I go, you know I love them all. I'm feeling kinda young, I'm feeling reckless. Let me hold you, let me grab you by the necklace. I'll show you what the good loving and sex is. It turns you on when I got you feeling helpless. And I'ma eat you up for dinner, lunch and breakfast. Bring your friends along, cause they are on the guest list. We can fool around I'm breathless. Hold off the drinks, how my body's feeling selfless. She's telling me this, she's telling me that. You said you take me with you and you never go back. Now I got a lesson that I wanna teach. I'ma show you that where you from, it don't matter to me. She said, hola, 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 como esta? She's hola, 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 hola. You know I love them all.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Loaded Mag NUFC, the fully loaded transfer show. Welcome on this fine Sunday evening, as we've got a bumper show for you to cover lots and lots with regards to Newcastle United. But first of all, Daz, Chris, how are you? How's things?
Oh, good to be. No, my audio is working. I was just doing sign language to Pete for about 10 minutes, but sorted that out. But all good. Yeah. Halfway through my weekend, I've still 2 more days left in this weekend for me, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, and also looking to see a bit of confirmation on things, our official confirmation, and whatever else is happening on the Newcastle front. But Chris, how are you?
Good, mate. Yeah, apologies for being late. People in the chat have made a prediction that it was me that was late, and it certainly was. So yeah, apologies for that. Just hectic. But we've had a really good day. Sorted lots of stuff out in the house, so it's been a very productive day. And yeah, I'll be honest, boys. I've been really looking forward to doing this show all day. But weirdly, unless you tell me otherwise, because I've not been, on my phone as much today. But I feel like everything is still as was. Still waiting for announcements. Still waiting for updates. And I didn't think I'd be saying that at 8:05 on a Sunday evening. But for all the regular viewers who watch Loaded, everyone knows there's always breaking news when Loaded's live. So not ruling it out. But Pete, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, great. Really good weekend. Been out with friends and family today, this afternoon. And yeah, just been a nice sort of chilled day. As you guys are, patiently waiting for announcements on a number of fronts. Still nothing yet, but it doesn't matter. We know it's going to happen at some point. We know we're getting our new manager. We know we're getting our new number one coming through the door. It's just a matter of when. And we've still got other things to discuss on Loaded Mag NUFC. We've got lots to discuss. We're in for a bumper show. We've been going, 3 minutes? Already got 500 people in the chat already. Great to have you in there. And thanks for tuning in to Loaded Mag NUFC. Get those likes up nice and early. Those that are on YouTube, get those likes up nice and early. We've been great recently. Keep that good stuff up. And if you're on X, welcome. But come across to YouTube. You can be part of our fantastic chat. Get your questions and comments in. We will get them up at some point during the show. As I say, lots to get through, but you have touched on something, boys. I'll just run through it really, really quickly. Mateusz Jaisler, we are still waiting on the official confirmation of his appointment as manager of Newcastle United. As Lee Ryder said, he is in La Manga, and quite nicely put there, a new chapter is about to begin. Keith Downey also confirms something very, very similar. Final paperwork's being completed today. Lee Ryder has just in the last hour tweeted out to confirm that the announcement has been held up by paperwork on Al Ali's side. It is progressing in the right direction. He is in La Manga, confirming for the second time. And there has been a picture going around on social media that isn't AI, and it's the first glimpse of the manager in his kit by the bar. That's just been going around in the last hour, which is a great little early pick. I'm not sure who it is, but I think Toon Takeover knows the person and their account. So big up to them for getting that little snap in. Means that we can show the masses just a little small glimpse of our new manager. But boys, to start it off, our new manager has got some work to do. We've still got positions that need to be filled. We've still got some people in positions that really we want out of position and ideally out the club, to say it nicely as possible. So we thought we'd start by talking about the team and how it might look and how it might set up. Chris, what are your thoughts, mate? What was your thinking going into this one?
Yeah, do you know what? It was late on this morning, I believe, and I was lying in bed and I thought, do you know what I could do, or we could do, with just going through the squad and just having a little check as to where we are. And I thought it would be interesting. Pete, you suggested a while back, about using the tactics board to do something like this. Now, obviously, we've ran squad games, so we've kind of covered who we wanted in, who we wanted, or who we thought would leave. But just like a bit of a recap, maybe. I sound like Cilla Black now on what's the program?
Here's our Graham with a quick reminder.
Yeah. Blind Date. Couldn't remember the name of the show then. Blind Date. Yeah, Blind Date. Yeah, for a little recap. I just thought it would be nice to get it on the screen, see what we've got, see where the gaps are, and maybe maybe think about what the new manager might be thinking about as well. In terms of what do we need, where do we need it, and do you know what? Interestingly, the last time that I used the app that I did, to kind of sort out the squad and send the picture to you boys, the last time I'd updated it was in a 4-3-3, and as I was doing it, I was putting it in, and then I was like, oh, hang on a minute, it's not going to be 4-3-3. I think it's probably going to be 4-2-3-1. But anyway, I thought, well, if we get it up on screen and we can start having a little look and fill the gaps.
As you're getting that up on screen, like it doesn't happen very often. But when Chris has an idea, we like to run with it because it when it comes around, it's usually a good one. So
every few months I have an idea. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I just thought it would be really interesting discussion.
It's interesting you say that, Chris and lads. I've feel free to tell me how you want this, but I basically set the squad up. I don't know if you can see it on the screen because I now can't see you because I can only see the tactics board. So can you see the tactics board?
It's still loading for me, Pete. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, got it.
Okay, right. So we can see the tactics board. So I've set it out like this. Now I have set it out as a 4-3-3, but as you would see, noticeably, I put one person in one position on his own, so we can maneuver it however you want. But lads, I've gone for the squad based on the squad numbers. Now I have missed just one player out, and it's. I'm sorry, Chris.
That is.
I'm sorry, Chris. I've left.
Pete.
I'm sorry.
That's disgusting by me.
That's disgusting.
And to be fair, too, in fact, because Aiden Harris is also in the squad, and I've left him out too. So I've left both the other additional goalkeepers out. The one that you thought I might have left out is still officially a player. So until he's not, he's in there, and I've kept him in there. But what were you thinking with regards to this? Because this is, and we've got some youth players in there as well.
Yes.
Sean Neve, Leo Shahar. What were you thinking, like in terms of where we're going with this?
Yeah, so basically, thank you so much for this, Pete, because that saved a hell of a lot of time. Because I thought we'd talk through it, but you know what? You've just saved us a good 20 minutes there, so that's fantastic. But no, I just thought if we, I mean, let's be honest. And Daz, do you know what, Daz? I did this for you because on that picture, you'll notice there was somebody in that picture. But I'm about to make some changes or suggest some changes, whether or not you boys both agree. We've got to be all in agreement. So I'm thinking here, boys, I think it's sensible to knock out players who we don't believe will be part of the first team squad. Okay, now I know they've got squad numbers, and anyone in the chat, I'll keep a little eye on the chat. Anybody who's in the chat, obviously, please feel free to join in and get your comments, get your feelings in there. So yeah, I'm thinking, right, we need, Sophie straight in, take Bruno out. Do we take Bruno out, boys? Do we do
Not
we do
yet.
it or no?
But this is why I didn't, Chris. This is why I didn't, because he's
Yeah.
still officially a Newcastle player. He's not likely to be in a few days' time, but until he's not, I just kept him in there. So I was just going to take him off. I was.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be guided by you boys on this. There's a few on this screen that I would instantly take off to ensure we have a bigger picture. But go.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I think, and I'm going to start with the one that will be unpopular. I think we should take Alex Murphy out. And the reason I say take Alex Murphy
Shut the show down. That's it. I've had enough.
Get him off.
It's been a good run. It's been a good run. It's 5 years. That's
Daz,
it.
I'm sorry. No, do you know what?
I'm not having this.
Get him off.
Do you know
Get
what?
him off.
Mama always told me, Papa always warned me, don't hang around with boys like you. Teacher always told me never to be naughty.
We're back. Brad and Pete.
He's gone.
You booted me out, man. You booted me out.
I don't know what me.
I saw the end credits and then I just got kicked out.
No, because Daz
I didn't actually kick you out, though.
Yeah, Daz kept the end on, and I was thinking, he's fucking ending the show. It's gone. It's gone.
We are still live. I'm just checking. I didn't actually personally want to kick you out, though, Pete.
Yes,
I swear.
I just saw the
I
end
wouldn't go
credits.
that far.
Back in. I saw the end credits. I was expecting to go back in. It was just how? Yeah, Lee's right. How is Alex Murphy done this to us? What's going on?
Hang on. Back to the point in question here. How can you say that though? Because with Eddie Howe, he wasn't getting a run, right? He was getting like 5 minutes at the end of 5 games in the season. But Anthony's up for grabs now. The new man is in town.
No, to be fair,
I don't know.
that is a fair point. It's a fair point.
I think he should probably go out on loan and get guaranteed.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what I was going to add in.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't. It's not that I'm saying he's dreadful. It's just the fact that I don't think he's going to be classed as part of the first team, and I think he'll go out on loan. That's what
I hear you, Chris. In my mind, I'm thinking: is Alex Murphy a bona fide, genuine backup to Lewis Hall? Like that's kind of how I'm thinking of it. And for me, he isn't. He is in number, but I don't genuinely think he is. But
then it's Leo Shahar in the same category.
Well, this is it, Daz. This is it. Yeah, this is it.
So let's make a decision. They're either both in or they're both out. What we doing?
Yeah. And I would add into that mix, and I think you'll both agree on this. One of the strikers.
Yeah, Shawnee.
He's got to get added into it.
Yeah. So what we decided?
Sean Neve.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those 3 go. I think.
Okay, we put them on the loan list. So
Foxy, leave Alex Murphy alone.
That's it, Foxy.
Leave alone.
That's
leave
it.
Alone.
Get in, Foxy.
So we decided to just put them on.
I think the 3 youngsters on the bench.
On the bench for now.
I think.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
We might put one of them back. Who knows?
Oh, Pete, you'll have to share screen again, by the way.
My bad. Because you booted me off. Yeah.
I was going to say, Daz is bad.
I did not boot you out.
Right, I've removed them, so it now looks a little bit clearer, lads.
Okay. Right. So, boys, we'll start from the back. So, obviously, we've got Hornacek in there, or we're 99% sure we've got Hornacek in there. He's in there, and he's in there.
I've already given him the number as well.
Number 1.
Good.
Yeah. You'll have to wrestle it off Nick Pope. And then we've got Nick Pope and we've got you and Joanne. So are we happy with those 3? And I suppose this is an interesting question, boys. Do we believe that Nick Pope is going to stay and potentially be number 3? Because that is what he's going to have to do, because you and Joanne, saying that, Daz brings back your point. You know, you and Joanne was promised to be the number 2 under Eddie Howe. Yeah. Could the new manager say it's now Nick Pope number 2? Is Nick Pope going to be happy with that?
Again, it's down to the new manager, but I think Nick Pope goes. He won't be happy being number 2 in this stage in his career as well. He's not going to be just content to sit. He'll want to play somewhere, I think. Where's the question? Where's going to take him?
Lads, I think Nick Pope's number 3, you know, because even though Ewan Dowan was number 2 under Eddie Howe, he was promised to be number 2 as an agreement of signing for the club. So this kind of really goes beyond Eddie Howe here, in that actually the club have said you're going to be number 2 and we're going to develop you. That really can't change even under a new manager. So, like, really, you got to think he's number 3, and it goes back to the points you boys just made. Like, is Pope going to be happy being number 3?
Samsonite Dove says, would Pope even be number 3? He might be number 4.
well.
I mean, it might be time to promote Mark Gillespie piece. It might be time.
No, don't go that far.
Someone just get Aiden Harris in. It might was it Foxy?
Yeah.
Someone said that.
Someone said it. Yeah, someone said it.
Further up. I can't remember.
Where is it? Oh, yeah, Rich. Pope is going and Harris will be number 3.
There you go. So, are we... Okay, so...
Are we Pope out? I think we're all saying Pope's going to come out, isn't he?
I'm happy with that if you boys are, but I'll leave it up to you.
Let's do it. Let's be ruthless. Ruthless.
Okay. So, right.
Yeah,
where to next then?
Okay. And well, Pete, I know this probably takes a little bit of fiddling.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with Rich? Do you think that Harris will be the number 3? Or do you think that we'll bring in a third goalkeeper, i.e. probably another veteran in the mould of John Ruddy? Somebody like that. An easy deal. A goalkeeper coach, if you will.
I think it's a good point. I think it would make sense to do that, to bring an experienced head in. But for now, I mean, I've not put Aiden Harris on here. I can add him on, but I mean, for now, you could potentially add Gillespie. But what we can do with the goalkeepers, so we move on to the other positions, we know there's a space there to be filled.
Exactly that.
So we can just leave it there. So we know there's a space to be filled there, and then as and when we can come back to that at a later date. I'm interested in what we're going to do with the rest of the team now.
I know, Pete. This is the interesting thing, mate. Yeah, because, and this is why I think it's worth a chat, because I'm hoping come the end of this that we're going to see, and then we've got our gaps, and then it's going to be a case of going, right, well, is this what Newcastle United will be thinking? Is this what Ross Wilson and David Hopkinson will be discussing? Is this what the new manager's going to be thinking? So it's, it just kind of shows everyone, or hopefully will show everyone, where the gaps are and where we may need to try and plug. For one of the eagle-eyed people, I'm just looking very, very, very closely now at the screen. It does actually say F Shah. Somebody said before it's F Shah, not E Shah. It does say F Shah.
Yeah, it's definitely not E Shah.
Yeah, it does. It's a dot.
It's a dot. Yeah, it's a dot.
Yeah. So I think the goalkeeper now, the goalkeeper position and the defence looks fine for me.
Okay. Do you not think we need backups?
Yeah. I'm just getting the pitch right. So once the pitch is right, then we can start going through it. Because like you rightly just said, Pete, we need a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And we'll discuss that when we get to the end.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Now this midfield feels crowded. Feels crowded. There is one obvious elephant in the room in the middle of that pitch. Maybe the number 39.
28 and 7 as well.
Well, yes, does. Does Joe Willock, boys, get a new lease of life under this new manager? Is there a potential for Newcastle to keep hold of him for his last year and let him leave on a free? Let's be honest. Is that going to be something that we're going to do? Or God forbid, get a new contract?
I know my answer to that, but I don't know what Daz thinks.
No, I think that would be ridiculous to do that. We're looking for 25 million for him, and that's also ridiculous, by the way, from Besiktas. I think we said the other day that between 15, 17, 20, between 15 and 20 is a reasonable feature, and then we recoup something to reinvest in another young player. So, but keeping them and then letting them go and he'd be on a decent wage as well. I could check it out, but he's on a decent wage. He came in, I remember, we signed him on the back of a really good scoring run from Arsenal, so he would have come in and Mike Ashley days, but decent enough money. But yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, and Sophie, well, Tennessee says sell Willock. Sophie says Willock will go or sign an extension. It will be one or the other. Oh God, Foxy's saying, sounds like Chris is saying Willoquinho 2.0 is coming. Oh God.
Yeah.
Jeannie Esther's saying 8 to 10 million is fair for Willock. What are we doing here, lads? What are we doing? Well, Jeannie Esther, I know what you're saying. I think we take him out.
Yeah, I mean, Daz, you agree?
Oh yeah, take him out. And just for anyone that's wondering as well, we're going to tie this into transfer discussion and names and stuff like that as well. We'll get a bit further on. So stick with us on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, boys. Daz, you raised a great one. J7, number 7.
He wants out.
He wants out, apparently. Yeah. Is he going to leave? Is he going to leave this summer? Is that one too many? I don't know. Is it, or do you think that J7 stays with us?
I'm gonna throw it up there. I think Joe Linton stays. I think he stays for this season. But we have to remember him saying that he wanted to leave. That was pretty much straight after the season, and there's been no interest as far as we're aware, and no bids come in as far as we're aware. So it does look like he's going to stay. So I just don't see a world in which he now leaves, unless someone comes in the last month of the window. But I think at this point now, the new manager's going to want to at least have a look at him. And you made a good point, boys. You look at that team. We've already lost a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Can we afford to lose any more? So that's just something I throw out there. But that's just my.
Is his David is saying there reports today saying J7 not leaving, but is his future in some way as well linked to what happens with number 39 Bruno and that being the kind of would push him over the edge to say, all right, that's it, I'm moving on as well, and one last big payday kind of thing.
This shows, boys, I'm going to read out a few comments here. This shows exactly where everyone's at with Joe Linton. So Foxy says, if Bruno goes, I imagine Joe Linton does as well. If Bruno stays, then I think that Joe Linton stays. Don Milburn says, does Joe Linton work in a double pivot? Great question. I don't think he does. I think he'd have to play higher up on the left. Davil Wheatley says, I think J7 probably gone in January. Again, great shout. I could see that happening. I could see that happening,
that
boys, all day long. Supremish says Joe Linton does an okay job, but getting older. Sell. Willock won't do any better. Sell. Oh, I love how cutthroat Supremish is. White Assassin J7 is going nowhere. I think Willock will fit in great with the new manager's fast transition. If J7 stays, make him captain. That's what Jason's saying. So, what are we saying, boys? What are we saying?
I just don't see him leaving before the end of this window. For me, I'm going to stick to what I originally said. I think he'll stay. I think there's a great point there. Is that will he play in a double pivot? Mateusz Geisler is very much. It is a fluid system. So he has said before on record that he sometimes does play a 4-3-3 and it transitions into a 4-2-3-1. It is fluid in that sense, so he might well have a role to play, maybe not all the time. I'm just going to stick with it. I'm going to say I think he stays.
Okay.
Keep him for now. Keep him for now. Mainly because we haven't had any offers for him, and there's no names linked or anything like that. So he'll have to stay, kind of thing. We need to see him in pre-season as well, because it's no good having him keeping him keeping his powder dry and then him breaking down the first two games of the season. He needs to build up the fitness for the season ahead.
Yeah. No, I think full house, boys. I think we'll keep Joe Linton in for now. Whether or not he'll stay, for the whole season, who knows? I think that January shout was a great one. I could definitely see Joe Linton leaving in January. I could really, really see that. Obviously, it depends on how we're doing in the season as well. Right, last one, boys. Bruno Guimaraes. Is he out? Is he in? But by the way, just a very quick update, and I don't want to spoil it for later, but I mean, people are sending these AI pictures in, aren't they? Of Bruno, being in La Manga. Some people are saying he's arrived in La Manga. Other people are saying he's arrived near La Manga and he's driving up. Other people are saying he's due to arrive at 11 o'clock. What is the truth, boys? Because I haven't got a clue.
Well, the picture I saw had Ross Wilson in a suit and shorts, and I just thought that was the killer for me. Who wears? It's like working from home vibes, and you have shorts on. It's like business up top, but party in the bottom. That kind of, it doesn't make any sense. And I think, as we know, boys, we know that Ross Wilson is too cool for that. And Pete, you're missing it. It's a Ross Wilson somewhere on the screen.
I'll put my finger up just so people know it's a Ross Wilson.
Ross Wilson would not have that get up on.
Yeah. I mean, look, for Bruno, for me, I think he's gone. Or I think we're not gone yet, but I think he's going. So I do think that will be a gap in the midfield, personally, that we'll need to fill. That's just how I feel right now.
Yeah, I think we take him out. Just to I don't know if you are a Newcastle fan. Karadeji. Sorry if I've pronounced that wrong, mate. Bruno is a done deal, guys. Trust me, Newcastle is likely scrambling to secure the successor before making the official announcements. It actually makes clubs ask for less money. No joke. Supreme just saying, sell Bruno. He wants it and doesn't have the guts to stay. Daz, that picture was defo AI. Yeah, Dazzler was all over it. Yeah, he's already long gone. He's an Arsenal player, says Tony. So let's take him out, boys. Let's take him out.
Okay.
Let's take him out. Right. Okay. Now we'll go to the controversial one first, because I think the left hand side is pretty safe. But let's go to the right hand side. There's a certain number 23 that may split opinion. I don't believe Anthony Elanga's going anywhere. I think that's safe to say.
No. I never really thought he was going to be sold or moved on this summer. For me, I think Murphy should go. I don't see Murphy. Murphy wasn't working in an Eddie Howe system. I don't see him working in a Matej Jaza's system either. That's just my opinion. So I would absolutely take him out. If we could get a deal done with any club, I'd be doing it ASAP.
100%. But Murphy needs to go now. His time is, his race is over at Newcastle. It's great that he got to play for the club that he supported, but yet now he'll get a last final payday and in a system that will suit him. But I think his time with Newcastle is up.
Yeah. Sorry, I have to respond to this bite. Scott Hamilton. Scott says you can't start Munoz, Ekatike, and Isak up front. You're quite right, Scott. We can't. We absolutely can't. But thankfully, we've got 125 million in the bank for that crock of a striker of yours. So that does help, Scott.
Oh, is it Liverpool?
Of course he is. Of course he is. Come on, Scott.
So I can't. For people that are watching, I can't see the scrine, so I can only see the board. So I can't.
You need to get 2 screens, Pete.
You know what? I've already looked into it. I need to at some point. So.
No, the giveaway. Well, other than the fact he's talking about Liverpool players, the giveaway as well. That was the way he's put use. So yeah, I'm saying that's a Liverpool fan. Could be wrong, but Scott, thank you for tuning in, mate. Do appreciate it, and hope you're enjoying the show. Right, get Murphy out. Get him
Murphy's
out.
car.
Get him out. Right, left hand side. We're not touching the left hand side, are we, boys?
Okay. No, Barnes' new contract and our new signing, Bazamana. So yeah.
Yeah.
But what we doing here, boys? What we doing here?
That is the $1 million question, isn't it?
I know. I've got a feeling, boys, because it's absolutely chaotic. If it wasn't so chaotic and Bruno had already left, and we hadn't lost Tonali, we hadn't lost Gordon, I think that one of these would be flipped, and we bring in a new striker now. Especially with our new manager being a German, because the one player of those three that I thought would be sold would be Waldemar. Now that our new manager's coming in, I don't think Waldemar is going to leave. And I don't see Johan Wissa moving, and I don't see Will Asula moving. That's my honest opinion.
Do you think MJ and Asula will get on, Chris?
Come on!
Just throwing that out there.
I don't, mate. I just don't know. I don't know. Leone's is saying Asula can play right wing. I don't think we'll see Asula right wing. I think the back end of last season he's proved himself through the middle. I don't think we'll stick him right wing.
Boys, I'm gonna say it because I've said it for a while now. We need a new striker.
We definitely
need a new striker. I'm not. It doesn't matter what coach is in charge of Newcastle. We need a new striker. I'm not comfortable with those two leading the line. We are a 4-3-1, and Big Nick is going to be sort of in that sort of pocket in that 10. I'm not comfortable with those two leading our line. I'm just not. It doesn't fill me with confidence. Johan Wissa may well have a stormer of a season. Asula may well step up to the plate, but it's not a sure thing, and it doesn't fill me with confidence. And I'll be honest, I'm looking at this new manager coming in and the way he plays. I'm not sure he's going to look at them and go, "Yeah, they're my guys." I just don't see it. I don't see it. If you're asking me one, and I'm asked to put myself out there, I'm saying we need to move on Johan Wissa, whether it's a loss. And it will be a loss, a big loss. We need to move him on and get a proper striker in that can lead the line for this team. I will die on that hill now. Been saying it for a while. We need a new striker this summer. We do.
Yes, give them the number 9 jersey as well. Take that off him as well. He doesn't deserve it. And yeah, maybe if and when Bruno does go, we use some of that money towards a striker. That we recoup.
Yeah, we'd love it. What do you think, Chris?
I was on mute, sorry. I was even apologising when I was still on mute. Leon just come out with an interesting one. And do you know what? Off the bat, I mean, I've got no issue with what you boys are saying at all. Genie Esther said he would ship Wissa off to Turkey. And is the potential, boys? I don't know, because we do have well, very soon we're going to have even more cash floating around. But is there a potential for us to maybe move Johan Wissa out on loan? Is there a potential for that, and maybe try and secure the deal further down the line? Because let's be honest, we're not in a position where we have to sell to buy now, because we've done lots of selling. I actually think there's money there, especially if Bruno Guimaraes ends up moving to Arsenal. I think the money is there. So if you then ship Johan Wissa off on loan, you could then still use the Bruno Guimaraes money to go and get yourself a new striker. And the new striker that Lee Owens is talking about, and he said a gulp after it, is Nicholas Jackson. And I'll be honest, boys, based on what we've heard about our new manager, Nicholas Jackson probably fits the mould, I would say. I think that's the kind of striker that he'd look for. Someone quick, someone who, will do lots of pressing for you. Someone who's a bit of a fox in the box. Now, Nicholas Jackson isn't the best finisher in the world, but he does do that job for you up top. He will run all day for you. Will he miss some chances? Yeah, absolutely he will. And there could be others out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not pinning my hopes on Nicholas Jackson, but we know that Chelsea probably want rid of him. What do you think, boys?
I just need someone else in there. You know what? If you'd have asked me last year, and to be fair, you boys did, we talked about it, I wasn't keen on Nicholas Jackson at all. but I would actually take him ahead of what we've currently got. That's how
I agree. I agree.
That's the lack of confidence I have in our forward line right now. I would actually take him over what we've currently got. He wouldn't be my first choice. He wouldn't be in my top 5 probably, but he is someone that I think is better than what we've got personally. For me, I've got 3 others that are up there. Balogun, I've talked about on this channel already. I like him a lot. I think he would flourish in this new system under this new manager. You've got, although his wages are quite high, you've got Vlahovic that still hasn't got a club, who's a free transfer, who I think would fit his system well as well. A different style, but would fit him well. And look, boys, I've talked about Frankie Lino. I've actually think I've got it. Have I got it on? I might even have it in the thing. Frankie Lino as a player to talk about because we have been linked with him recently as well. And these 3 strikers we have been linked with this summer, which is why I'm using those 3 examples. Those 3 instantly make our team better and make us more potent in that final third. And I'll have more trust in those 3, whether it was Balogun, whether it was Vlahovic, whether it was Frankie Lino. I would be more comfortable and confident with any one of those 3 leading our line next season. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
That's just my opinion.
I agree. By the way, Pete, you won't be able to see this, but Foxy says Frankie Lino scored a worldie today. Mate, so you'll have to go look at it. You have to go look at it.
Foxy, you don't help, do you? You don't help.
No.
Jesus Christ. I'd love Newcastle.
Krista Johnson says Jonathan David, boys, an Isaac type. Now that his move to Juventus has not panned out, has it? Hasn't panned out.
That's true.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sorry, on Frankie Lino, boys. I'm sorry, I was on mute there a second ago. We were linked to him there again recently in the 21st of July. His name popped up again recently.
Who?
Frankie Lino.
Yeah, that was Team Talk, I believe.
Team Talk, yeah.
I do. I don't think I've got it in our section, but I have got it somewhere. I've got it in the archives somewhere. Saved. But it is a player we've been.
Yeah, I know. Who sent me? Keith Patterson sent me on Osman as well. But is that the route we're going to go down? Massive wages. I think it's going to be someone young. Definitely someone young, hungry. And someone that will work in his system as well, of course. But
well, I mean,
sorry, Pete, just to add in, just while we're talking, and just wanted to chip in with this. Jonathan Graham says Nicholas Jackson's going to Villa, and James Saunders, hope you're well, mate. James Saunders says Villa are still trying to sign Jackson. Now, interestingly, I saw something the other day on X. This 45-day rule. The 45-day rule, obviously they sold Morgan Rogers to Chelsea. The 45-day rule takes it over the transfer deadline. So that unless it's a loan.
Yeah, that's what I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get through a loophole. So I think they could still get stuck if it was a loan with an obligation, because it is almost like a permanent signing. So you can't do that. But if it's a loan with certain, triggers that are not guaranteed to be met, then it can go through within that 45-day rule. So there is a technicality around it that could still make that deal happen. So I mean, if that happened with them and with Jackson and Villa and Chelsea, that means it could happen with anyone could then start to use that rule and it could throw it around. But that's one thing I wanted to mention, boys. I know I'm going slightly off topic here.
No, go for it, mate.
It's one thing that I'm really excited about with our new manager. How many times have we talked about how Eddie Howe didn't like going into the loan market or loaning a player?
Yeah.
Who's to say our new manager is all for that, getting players in on loan, using that loan market like Unai Emery and many other managers do? That's another little bullet point tick onto why I'm excited about what the new manager is capable of. I just wanted to throw that out there because we'll talk about loans. Sorry.
It's a great point. Loans have been dead for us for 5 years. It was like the word loan didn't exist. It's a fantastic point. It's a great point. And on the subject of loan, a few people in the chat have been saying Ivan Toney. His name's been mentioned. Obviously, the manager knows all about Ivan Toney, and another striker that he knows all about, Darwin Núñez. Free transfer. His name's also popped up as well. Still hasn't got his move.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll give you another one. A name we were linked with, and it plays in the German league. Christian Kofani for Bayer Leverkusen.
Leverkusen, yeah. We talked
He's
about
20 years old, listed as around the 40 million mark. But back around the time we were talking to Basman Fiore, we were linked to him then. So were they doing these things in the background, checking all these out, and that's where his name got picked up? Maybe this is all a master plan here. It's not just happened in the last few days or 2 weeks ago. Maybe it's been in the works for a while. This, and he's maybe an option.
Leverkusen wanted a big fee for Cavani, and he's only had one full season. He's only stepped up, but that's not to say that he's not a player that we would go and get. Like, absolutely, he's absolutely. So there, we've just listed what, about 5, maybe 6 different strikers there. There are strikers out there and all of them would be a better option than what we've got. And it's no disrespect to those that are currently there. I'm just not comfortable with us going into a full season where we really want to attack this season with those 2 strikers leading our line for 38 games. I'm just not comfortable with it.
No. Well, Foxy says, Pete, Juve are trying to move on all of their forwards. Vlahovic has gone on a free. Openda has left on loan to Lyon, and they are offering Jonathan David to everyone. Now, I'm going to try and draw it back, boys. I'm going to draw it back now, okay?
Oh.
So, question is, do you see, before the 1st of September, any of those strikers leaving the club? Do we take them off the pitch, is what I'm saying.
Oh, to take that. I don't think we can take them off the pitch, but I can see one of them leaving, yes. And I think Nick Waldemar will stay because he will suit that number 10 role there. Because that's his best position. Even the day we signed him, and when we talked about him the first time, when someone on the channel linked us to suggested we look at him, we said he was more of a number 10 than a striker. So I would keep him, but I would like Asula has been like an Eddie Howe prodigy kind of thing. He's taken a gamble on him, and it's worked out at the end of last season that he showed what he can do. I think Wisa be the one. If we can find a buyer for Wisa, yes.
One thing I just want to chip in with, and the chat, as always, the chat are absolutely spot on, and this is why we love interacting with the chat. The chat have reminded us, boys, Peter McArdle, Villa already have Garnacho on loan, and then Life of Rolo says Villa already got Garnacho on loan. So yeah, that rules out the loan option, doesn't it? The loan option cannot happen.
Yeah. That's true.
Now, if Villa are to sign Nicholas Jackson, they can, but they will lose all of their SCR benefit from Morgan Rogers if they do it.
They're not going to do that. So
they're not doing that. Not doing that.
No,
but then it throws them back in the mix. It does throw him back in the mix. He does need a team, so puts him in an option. So are we just for the tactical purposes? Are we leaving the strikers there? The left wing sorted. We've taken Murphy out as it stands. Are we leaving Nick Waldemar, Asula, and Wisa as it is?
For me, I'll give you my opinion on it. For me, I think leave ours, and I would say that Johan Wissa probably falls in the same bracket as J7. I think if a bid came in, I think he'd go, but I could see a move happening in January. That's what I could see. I just don't think the new manager will ship Johan Wissa out before having a good look at him. That's just a feeling I've got. And Johan Wissa isn't kicking up at the Storm at the moment, as far as we know, to say that he wants to leave. I just think he'll get. I think he'll get the start of the season. Not to say that he won't leave in January. I think that could be a possibility. I just don't know. I agree with you, Pete. I would like a new striker in. I think we need a new striker in, but I don't know.
Just to answer Samuel Parr's series, a loan back to Brentford. Can't see that one happen. Can't see that happen.
God. I don't think their fans would take him back with them. No. They hate him. They hate him. So we've got so as it stands right now, as that tactics board looks, we've removed the players that we think might go or can't necessarily be considered for academy young player purposes. There's a lot of places to fill there, boys, with just a month to go.
19 from quick count, 19 players on the pitch. 19 players on the pitch. As you say, Pete, it will be beefed out with academy players, absolutely. But let's have a delve in. Let's have a delve in. So the goalkeeping department. Do we think, or do we believe that we need a third goalkeeper, or do we think Aiden Harris is going to go in there? What are we saying?
I don't think we need to buy another goalkeeper. I think we've bought enough this summer.
Yeah, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. I think if we do get one, lads, it might be a free transfer towards the end of the window.
Okay.
I think that it might just be one to just bumper up the squad with Pope gone possibly by then. And I think it'll be a case of they'll bring one in to beef it up, and they've got you've got Gillespie, you've got Aiden Harris as options if needed. Push comes to shove. I think we'll be okay there. So I don't think it's a pressing issue. Far from it, because you've got two very good goalkeepers there, 1 and 2, who I've got full confidence in to take us forward. So I'm happy with that.
Pete, sorry, I'm putting you on the spot now, mate.
Yeah.
Can we add a new player, and can we change the colour of it? Can we make it pink or blue, or I don't know, a different colour?
I don't know if we can make it a different colour.
And just put in there, oh no, don't worry. I was just going to say, and just put GK. Because to me, I agree with you. And ironically, of all the seasons that we, since Eddie Howe's come in, I know obviously he's not here now, but of all the seasons, this is the one season I feel like we do need a very experienced goalkeeper. Because I look at you and Joanne, and I look at Hornacek, and I think to myself, do you know what? How great would it be to have a John Buddy or have, an experienced head next to them?
Sorry, Chris. Pete, if you put it for the opposition, the Jaguar team, if you put one of their players,
I could do that.
It'd look.
I'll do that instead. That's fine.
Just for a visual, that's all.
Go on the Jaguar.
Yeah.
Over there.
Player.
So if I just,
and I saw Johnny Greenwood in the chat earlier. If he fancies being the third keeper, he's well capable, as we found out. Boys,
yeah, absolutely. Bit of experience, definitely.
Yeah, he was telling me
number 1 jersey though, not number 1 jersey.
He saw the same picture that we did of the sneak preview of our manager in the hotel bar. Talking that we put up on this show earlier, and he put that his arms were nearly as big as mine. I said nearly, not quite.
But in that picture, is he actually ordering a pint? That's what I want to know. That looks like he's just waiting on a pint.
Possibly. Who knows?
I hope he's ordering a pint. I'd like him even more if that was the case.
So I don't know why I just put a new player there. I can just use
that's fine.
different colours. So there's a potential here for I'm trying to use the numbers there. There's a potential. Like, tell me if I'm wrong. These are the potentials. I'm just going to use a number for there. Would you say here as an alternative option, or would you put it here?
And I suppose what you could argue, Pete, is your 7 could be your cam, couldn't it? Technically,
potentially, yeah.
Especially if you're only playing in a double pivot, potentially.
Well, you're probably going to have to, because if you're playing a double pivot, you don't need 6 midfielders really for a double pivot. You actually don't. So
Ramsey could play that role there where Rick Faltamada is as well. He could be more defensive one, but he could play somewhere there. Between the mid and attack.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, is there a danger, boys? And thank you for putting those on, Pete. They look great. So, is there a danger? So now, what have we got there? We've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And then obviously we can beef that out. Is there any danger, boys? So we've identified there for everyone listening on, on Spotify. We've identified a goalkeeper, a left back, a right back, a midfielder of some sort, and a right winger. That's what we've identified. So there's 5 places to fill. And that's on the assumption, because somebody did say before, where's Bruno? That's on the assumption that Bruno Guimaraes is going to leave. And it certainly looks that way, doesn't it? Now, is there any opportunity, boys, for us to look again at our bench and go, well, actually, is there a filler there? Daz, I'm sure your first shout might be on that left-hand side. Is there a potential for us to just bring in a right back cover for Tino Livramento and have Alex Murphy in there? Is there a potential for us to do that? Or do you think that we'll end up trying to fill that left back spot? Or Leo Shahar on the other side?
I would think that for me, right back is more of a priority than left back. If you told me you could only have one, okay, if you told me you have one, I want one that can play both. But if you told me you could only have one, and either left back or right back, I'd want a right back because Tino Livramento and his injury issues. That is my worry. But I also know that Lewis Miley can play there and can play well there as well. So it's. But I think we need a specialist because we've got Trips gone and we had Kraft gone.
Yeah. Is there also a question? And we've heard links today, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone. And very, very shortly, links with a centre back. Are we happy with those 4? Do we need a 5th?
Well, that's a big question because obviously you got Fabian Schär who's injured or got injured on Wednesday. We don't know what that's like or how long for. If that happens again in the season and it's long term, then is an instant need for there to be another centre back as an option.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've got the links that we'll talk about a little bit later on in the show, but it's definitely consideration for sure.
Yeah. And another thing is, we know Dan Byrne was Eddie Howe's boy and played left back as well as centre back, as we know only too well.
Yeah.
But,
great point.
And I know he's a Geordie, and I know he's an England international now as well, and he's he's vocal, he's experienced, and he's probably captain material, especially if it's while he mightn't be always on the pitch, but he's definitely captain. Well, will he be sticking around? I imagine he'll want to stick around, but will he?
1 year left on his deal. He's got 1 year left on his deal. I'll put him there as a bit of a hybrid. I'll put him there in the middle because obviously we know whether we like it or not, he can play left back, he can play centre back. Does that give you then another option to potentially bring in someone to slot in here? And then
Pete, do we have that conversation with Lewis Miley in terms of the right back position?
For me, and this actually, it kind of goes into my sort of conversation a little bit later on in the show, actually. But that's probably what I would do. Have him as almost as someone that's versatile that can play here or there. He's an option still for midfield, but he's also that backup option that can play there. Maybe because of his injury currently, he almost starts there. He's the starter in that position, and he starts the season there because of Livramento getting up to speed. It means you can then bring in another midfielder, and then you've got your double pivot options, although I don't think really he's a double pivot, but you've got your options, and then you're adding another one to the mix. You've got your number 10 there, you've got your right winger there, and then you've got some good options to choose from. That's another alternative that I think of personally. So,
but ideally, we'd want to bring in at least one fullback that could potentially play both sides.
Yeah. A fullback that can play both sides, or at the bare minimum, a fullback, say a right back who can also play right centre back, and then that solves your Fabian Schär issue because then you've got your backup right centre back as well. I mean, really, you do want players who can play multiple positions. Obviously, that is the ideal, isn't it? That would be fantastic. And what is so intriguing about all of this, boys, is because because our new manager, who's not even been announced yet, is Geisler going to be looking at it and go, for example, is Geisler, maybe he'll hear from someone and go, oh, Louis Marley can play right back, and he's like, I'm not playing him there. He's wasted there. I'm not playing Dan Burn left back. I'm not playing Nick Voltemade in the 10. I'm going to play him up front.
Oh.
This is the intriguing thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll put it out there, and there's a couple of players that we're going to talk about in a bit. For here, he might be bringing a centre back to start, and they all shit.
Yeah.
As much as I love Botman, that could well be the case. He could go, can't trust him at the moment. I'm going to bring in my guy to play here, and he's the guy, and he's got to step up, and he's right at the back of the list. He becomes here as the alternative. It could literally go any way. This guy, whoever he brings in, could then be the starter alongside here, and the rest of them have got to play catch up. It's an intriguing situation because it could literally go any way.
Yeah.
It could go anyway, but I think we've got an idea of areas that could not necessarily all going to be improved, because I don't believe they will be, but we've got areas that we think need to be addressed. So when the links pop up, they kind of make sense because we've identified where on the pitch they are. Does that make sense?
Love it. Makes perfect sense, mate. Perfect sense.
Nice tie-in.
Okay. Lovely tie-in. Yeah, absolutely. But no, that's been really interesting, really, really good visual. And hopefully everyone at home's enjoyed it as well, because we do throughout the season, for anyone who doesn't watch Loaded Bad regularly, we always have our away days and we always get the tactics balls out and we obviously discuss the lineups and stuff. But obviously in this off season, it's nice to get the tactics balls up and just have a look and see what we've got. And obviously it'll be interesting to see what Geisler thinks about it as well. But I think that is fairly evident what we're looking for, what we need. So it'll be interesting to see from here on in, from now until the 1st of September. We've got less than a month now to see who actually comes in.
Just before we leave the tactics board for a second, I know I said let's move it onto the tactics board and onto the pictures and the links, but the formation. Are we thinking 4-2-3-1 is what he's going to do? Or I know he's played different formations at the different clubs, and he'll change it in game as well. But is it like?
Daz, I love you've segued to this, right? I reckon using the red players and also the black and white ones, which are the ones that we've currently got, I reckon we put our starting lineup for the first game of the season against Liverpool. Obviously, if we think it's going to be a new signing, we'll put a red one in, or we'll put let's do it.
We'll do it now or at the end? We go through the other bit first.
We can just quickly do it now, and then that sorts the tactics board out. Then doesn't it?
Yeah.
So So what we'll do then, as we choose them, we could just decide. Like, I'll just take all the red ones off for now.
Yeah.
So as you choose a player, I'll just get rid of the backup, for example. Okay. So I'll just take players off the pitch rather than put them on. So,
Cool. Cool.
Right, goalkeeper number 1. Are we going with Hornacek? Just as you say that, you know what? Just as you said that, I just felt a little shot pain.
Yeah, not to stretch it out, mate.
Start that out.
Bill Ashby, by the way, has just put Hornacek, not that. Geisler played a 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3, a 4-2-2-2, and he's also played 5 at the back and a 4-3-1-2. How refreshing, boys, that we're going into a new season with a manager who is just gonna, make changes, and the team will evolve as the match goes on. It's not just going to be 4-3-3 or maybe occasionally 5 at the back. It's going to be a mix. We're going to see lots and lots of movement.
And this is why it's so hard to give one tactical system, because he has multiple. But for exactly what that comment, I didn't see the comment because I can't. I'm back on the tactics board now. But for everything that comment just said, that's exactly it. That's the beauty of it, is that I think on match previews, we're going to have a nightmare because we're not going to know what setup, what system, maybe in the beginning, what even players are going to play. I think it will suit. You'll soon find our strongest 11. But You're right, Chris. It's going to be refreshing. It's going to be. This is why it's so exciting.
And neither is the opposition. That's even more important.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. What would your ideal back four be then, boys?
Go on, Daz. You go.
Go on.
Well, okay. Tino isn't fit yet. No, he's not because Shara is playing. So I'm going to put Louis Miley in there as my right back.
Okay.
Not a new right back, Daz?
I would like a new right back, but I'm also equally happy. I want to see Louis Miley playing the bulk of the games this season. He deserves to be playing. It might not always be the same position, but I think he should be on the pitch.
Yeah.
He's good enough. Lewis Hall, obviously number 3. I'm not even going to go there again with that other topic. And it's Botman needs to step up a bit, but I'm going to say Botman and Malik Chow.
Okay.
But there could be a new defender coming in.
Oh.
All right, that we're going to talk about in a few minutes.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
So is that your back four then, Daz, that you've said?
I'll go there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pete, do you want the midfield or the strikers?
I'm easy. I'll just do whatever's left over or whatever you want me to do.
Right, mate. I'm gonna do the midfield then. I will do the double pivot.
Go for it.
So I'm gonna say the double pivot will be Jacob Ramsey on the left of the double pivot.
Yeah.
And Alaji Bambe on the right of the double pivot. That's what I think he will start with.
And that's the same question. Do you not think we're going to bring in another player there that could sit in there? And I have a suggestion for you.
Yeah, I bet you do. No, I think we will. Sorry, I do think we will. But I think against Liverpool it will be those two. But I do think I agree with you. I think we'll bring in another midfielder.
Okay.
Pete, hit that forward line, mate.
Okay.
You can put a red one in if you want, Pete. You can do it.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, lads. I'm going to put in where I think there might be a new signing. I'm just going to put in where I think.
Right winger.
Interesting.
That's where I think there'll be new signings, personally.
I'd also like to see another one up top. I know we all would. So
I think.
Do you think there'll be a goalie as well, Pete?
A new goalie.
Oh,
not to.
Sorry. So are they just signings in general, or do you think they'll be starting new signings against Liverpool?
I think there's a potential to be 3 new starters. Yeah.
Wow.
I think once Mateus Yazid has been confirmed, I think they'll get to work quite quickly on new players. I
hope.
Yeah, I genuinely feel that they will. I could be wrong. It could be one too many. So, for example, it may well be this. I think if it's
I thought Alanga would start.
It may well be that. But I think they're more than capable of wrapping up 2. And I don't know why. I think Ramsey may well have it all to do this season. I think he's going to have to pull out a monster season because I think whichever midfielders comes in is going to be one that our manager is going to know and rely on heavily to come into this midfield.
I mean, RSL makes a good point. RSL says Alaji Bambe has 18 games under his belt. I doubt he starts with him.
You could say the same for Sean Sturr.
Yeah.
Say exactly the same for Sean Sturr. He's got a minimum amount of games. He probably played a few more, but not many more than Alaji Bambe. And he was thrown straight into those preseason games. And albeit the teams that he was playing against weren't great, but he didn't look out of place in our team. And I think he's a player that I think Geisler's going to really like. I equally think that Alaji Bamba is going to be a player that he equally likes as well. I think they're players that really suit his system well. But obviously they're young, so he may well blood them in. But Alaji Bamba is just that little bit older, which makes me think he's probably going to give a little bit more trust in him, just because it's a physical game. And Alaji Bamba is good in the duels, he's good in the tackle, he's good at breaking up play. Like, he's got that physicality about his game that Sean Sturr doesn't have yet. And I think that maybe tips the boat in Alaji Bamba starting ahead of Sean Sturr. That's my only thought. It could well be that the new starter's here. We know Jacob Ramsey can play a double pivot because he did it with Sandro Tonali fantastically well on more than one occasion last season. So we know he can play a double pivot. So it could well be that the new signing comes in here.
Yeah.
But that's just what I think right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So
brilliant.
now we know where we are, how we're going to fill those gaps, and link it to what we've been talking about as well, or what's being talked about, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I'm just gonna. Are we done with the tactics board?
We're done.
This brings me on to a different section, because I've been wanting to do this since the Manzambi deal broke down, and I was obviously on holiday then, so I didn't get a chance to when we came back because other things popped up with Bruno, etc., etc. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I compiled a list of players that I felt would be a really good Manzambi alternative. Now, I've changed that slightly, and I've gone, could be a Manzambi Bruno alternative. Not the same player, but I've got players that could fill that spot that Bruno's likely to vacate when he moves to Arsenal. So I've got that. Now, just before we get to that point, we'll do just a quick run through of what we know so far with regards to Bruno Guimaraes. We were told the other day that a deal had been agreed. It hasn't been agreed for those that are saying. Lee Riley's been on it, as always, in saying that the new claims of an agreement are not the case. And our focus is announcing our new manager and new goalkeeper. At this point, we've had a flurry of different messages. Richard Romano's got his phone back, clearly, because he's back tweeting about Newcastle, talks again with regards to Bruno Guimaraes, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Interestingly, Sam Dean, who does report on London clubs and Arsenal, he does say Bruno Guimaraes' deal is not done. So he's coming from an Arsenal-London perspective, saying the deal's not done, but it's getting closer. Obviously, he talks about Norgard, who's on his way to Everton. Keith Downey, last night was saying that Newcastle are braced for an offer for Bruno Guimaraes as of 9:10 this evening, 2nd of August, still nothing. Unless someone's going to surprise me with breaking news, which I doubt it. And Fabrizio Romano this morning said that Newcastle have started plans to bring in a new midfielder with our coach involved. And that kind of brings me, boys, to this sort of next section, because I've got 5 players that I want to just bring to the table, some of which you probably know and we've talked about before. So none of this will be new, but I just want to talk about why I think that they might be well suited to this style. Now, the first one might come as a bit of a surprise because we've talked about him a lot. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen anything of him recently, and it's this man, Keith Smith. Keith Smith, where is he? Who's he signing for? We were told earlier on in the summer that he wasn't going to sign for Newcastle. He was going to sign for a bigger club on a bigger fee. He is nowhere to be seen, Keith Smith, at this point in time. However, Keith Smith is still a very, very talented centre midfielder, one of the most talked about centre midfielders in Europe this season. We were linked with him heavily in January. It didn't happen. But his creativity and his vision, I think, would be absolutely perfect for a Geisler midfield. He's got a really good work rate. He's got those comparisons of Kevin De Bruyne that everyone keeps talking about, but he is someone that with his creativity and his high pressing that could absolutely work in this system. He may not come cheap, but he's a player that I think could be a really good option if we've got Bruno Guimaraes money to play around with. And that's the key. we'll have that Bruno Guimaraes money. This is all ifs. I don't want people in the chat saying, "Oh, Bruno, he hasn't." We know that, but this is if and when that money is distributed. Sorry, Dan.
And when we ruled him out previously, like that wasn't in the picture at all, because it's only it seems like months, but it's probably like 6 weeks the whole Bruno thing has been going on. But and that we would ruled him out way before that, and we were saying we wouldn't spend any more than totally max out at 50 million for a player. But that changes with new manager and with a big sale coupled with other sales we've gone through as well.
100%. 100%. So Keith Smith is one that was on my original list. I have to say there are a couple that were on my list that are no longer available now. Sangari, who's now signed for Brentford, was absolutely on my list and quite high up because I really liked him as a midfielder. That has been confirmed as a deal. He was on my list. He's been taken off now. Kevin Danois was another who was linked with us in January, was on my list. I've taken him off to add others that I think would be suitable in Yaisley's system better. And there's another man that I think would be a really good fit, and it's this man here, Victor Froholt of Porto. Now, we have been linked with him early on in the summer. The Times reported that Arsenal were linked with him back then, obviously clearly not now, but Newcastle have also been linked with him. There was Arsenal reports even yesterday from their accounts that were reporting, from Portugal. Arsenal accounts were reporting on Newcastle saying that he was effectively the Bruno Guimaraes replacement. And the reason why Bruno Guimaraes is being held up is because we're trying to get this deal done. That's effectively what they were saying. But noises are coming out from Portugal's side of things that Newcastle are interested in Froholt, but he is an exceptional midfielder. You'll like this, Stas, product of Copenhagen before he went to Porto, like a certain Rooney Abadaj, from the same background, ability. But for me, I haven't spoke about him too much on here because of his price tag and what he was linked to. He was linked to about 80 million euros, which is a huge sum of money for a 20-year-old. And that's why I haven't talked about him. But he is right alongside Keith Smith, maybe even slightly higher in terms of how he's seen in Europe. But what I like about him is he's got such good athleticism. The guy works so hard off the ball. He's really intense. He loves the high press. And I'm looking at what the manager wants in terms of he loves attacking. There's this word that keeps being used with Matej Eisler, this vertical football, going front to back as quickly as you possibly can, getting it, not passing it back and forth in defense like we see all the time, lads. It's how can we get forward? How can we get into their box as quickly and efficiently as possible? And someone like Victor Froholt would absolutely thrive in that situation. I see him quite similar to Manzambi, because Manzambi, we loved when we seen the clips of him, is a real good ball carrier. He loves running with the ball and driving forward. Froholt is very similar in the way in which he plays. And for me, he could play in the 8th. He could play in an 8 in a pivot. He could play in an 8 in a 3. But I think he could also potentially play in a 10 as an alternative to Nick Woltemade. And I think that's something that would be absolutely ideal for Yaisley's system. So he's player number 2 that I would throw out there. Anything to jump in at that point before I move on, or we can just talk generally about them at the end once I've gone through?
Go for it, mate. Yeah, go for it.
5.
Yeah.
So
I like the 2 so far, Pete. I like the 2 so far.
And this is all based on the fact that we'll have a little bit of money to play around with a certain midfielder that may well be sold by then. So thinking about values and stuff might not be as much of a problem as it was before. So that's just part of my thinking in that. The next midfielder is one that's been talked about quite a lot recently in the last 24 hours, and it's this man here, Angelo Stella of Stuttgart. Now, again, a player that had been linked with us a while ago. This is a report from at least 4 weeks ago, and the player that Newcastle have been looking at. Highly, highly talented player. Someone that knows this man very well. I know you talked about it, Daz, in the chat earlier on today, but they've got a history together. And really, today's ramp up on Angelo Stiller is all really come from this man here when he put this out. He put this out earlier on this afternoon. Stiller, Newcastle. And I know that would have hurt him to put that out because he was bang on desperate for Stiller last summer and they didn't get him. So there's an opportunity there. We know there's a release clause there around 35 million, 36 million to get that deal done. And that's something that could be easily done if we're in a position to get that done. But Angelo Stiller, you know what I like about him? He's different, lads, to the first two that I put out there. For me, Angelo Stiller's different. And he reminds me, like he's for me, he's a deep lying playmaker. He reminds me of Michael Carrick, the way he plays. He's just very much screens across that midfield and he sets the tempo of the game. So he controls the game. He is the one that picks the passes. His passes are unbelievable. He's got such a great range of passing, whether it's short side-to-side passes, whether it's those little clip balls into the striker to hold up, whether it's a little long-distance ball chipped into the wings for players to run on. You don't have to look at the clips to be able to see it. His range of passing is perfect. And we need, if we're going to lose Bruno Guimaraes, we need a tempo setter. Because Bruno Guimaraes is our tempo setter. And we will lose that. We won't have that in the team if Bruno Guimaraes leaves. So we need a tempo setter. And I think Angelo Stiller will be absolutely that. He's someone that's comfortable and confident on the ball. We talk about, lads, we talk about players that are press resistant, that are spaces, are comfortable on the ball when they've got pressure on them. He's absolutely that. And I saw a stat today. He had something like 86% pass success rate last season.
Jesus.
Now, for someone that sets the pace in matches week in, week out, have that level of success rate across a season is unbelievable.
It's no Miley 100% record in that game that he had. But
that's one game. That's one game.
I know.
He's doing this over a season. But you're right, Daz. And let's put it out there. Miley and Stiller together. That could work. It could absolutely work. But his passing range is fantastic. He's really good in the tackle as well. Some people have said, and I've seen it on social media, oh, he's too slow. He's not the quickest, but neither was Bruno.
No.
Bruno wasn't the quickest, but he gets around the pitch. He's aggressive in the tackle, but it's what he does on the ball that really excites me. And again, fits perfectly into a Geisler system. So for me, Angelo Stiller is absolutely one that I would go for 100%. The next guy that I'm going to throw out there, lads, one we've talked about, maybe not as much, but we have covered him over the course of this season, and it's this man here. His name is Asan Obidraogo, and interestingly, I'll put this point out first. Interestingly, he plays for RB Leipzig, somewhere in a system of play that our manager knows quite well, being in the Red Bull system. So he's someone that maybe he could trust to play a certain style of football that our manager already knows how to play. He's another exciting player. He, for me, is a Manzambi type alternative. He was on my Manzambi alternative list initially, but he's a player that really is really, really good. 20 years old, again, still a really young player. Fast, rapid, really good at traveling with the ball and progressing the ball over long distances. Can play as an out-and-out box-to-box midfielder. But again, potentially could also play in a 10. So you've got a versatile player as well. The only problem I've got with him, lads, is that he picked up a number of injuries last season. He missed a lot of football. And that's the only question mark I've got. He's 20, so he's still young, but it's a big question mark because he's picked up a lot of injuries. That's the only thing that makes me kind of just put a little bit of a question mark on him. Do we put a huge outlay to a player that we might not be able to trust? That's my only thing. But as a talent, and he's broke into the Germany fringes. So he's a player that's exciting in the Bundesliga as well. So he's another one there. And lastly, lads, before I get you to come in and share your thoughts, give me anyone that stands out for you, your own opinions on this, a player that you'll know quite well. And we talked about him in January. Is this man here? Matthias Mane. He's in the Championship with Wolves. He's desperate. So reports are saying to want to come back to the Premier League and play in the Premier League. Well, we could be absolutely his way in. That was a link a while ago. So we have been. And Liam Keane, if anyone doesn't follow Liam Keane, he's a superb reporter for Wolves. He gets near enough 99.9% of Wolves news absolutely spot on. He was one of the first to report on Kieran Trippier going to Wolves. So he's someone that would know that we are one of many teams tracking Matthias Mane. Now, I would absolutely love him at Newcastle. I think he's a top player. And we already know he took the Premier League by storm when he started getting games around the sort of December, January time. We saw it firsthand when he was scoring goals for fun, and he was ultimately picking points up for Wolves on his own. But he is in a very similar mold to Ori Driogo and Frode Holt. Maybe not as refined as those two, but he's on the way there, and he can be absolutely as good as them. He's brilliant at pressing. What I like about him, and I don't know if you boys saw a goal that he scored in pre-season on that left-hand side. He did a nice little 1-2, cut inside, smashed it with his left foot into the far corner. It's just the way it was on Sky. So if you've seen it, I think Daz, you said you did. I love the way I love the way he creates his own space. He just creates an extra 2 or 3 yards just to find that space to receive the pass, to receive the ball. And when you're playing in that number 10 sort of area, it's really hard normally to, but he seems to find it really easy to find space in those little tight pockets to be able to either get a run through or to be able to get the ball, manipulate a pass and find the next guy. For someone at 20 years old to be able to do that and so efficiently, like if he stays at Wolves, he's going to smash the Championship. He will absolutely smash the Championship up. He's such a good player. But for me, I think he's good enough to play across the midfield. I'd play him as a right wing. I'd play him as a left wing. I'd play him as a 10. I'd play him as an 8. He could play in any. His skill set is that good. He could play in any one of those positions for me. But for me, I'd have him as either a 10 alternative to Nick Voltemade, or I'd have him as an 8 in a 3. For me, just because of his ball carrying, high pressing, I just think he's quality. So, boys, they're my 5 choices that I think would be great options for if Bruno was to leave. I've done enough talking about that. But boys, what are your thoughts on those?
We're going to give our opinion on that, and I might ask you to flash up the pictures again in one sec, because before that, we're going to just take a little break. We'll be back to discuss that in 1 sec.
Cool. Hey guys, before we get back to today's show, I want to show you something that's really impressed me. Just look at these incredible transformations. Robbie from AFTV, he lost 80 pounds on his journey. Michael Owen, he lost 35 pounds. Alongside Anita, who lost 44 pounds on her journey, and Linda, she lost 50 pounds also on her journey too. A fantastic transformational turnaround. However, let's be clear. There's no magic fix here. They're not one pill makes everything magically go away. It's about changing your lifestyle and making things for you better. So, for me, with Optimum Day and Night, what is the big difference? What does it do to make your life better? Well, we'll tell you. Most supplements contain 1 ingredient. However, Optimum Day contains 7 ingredients together, combined. Citicoline is to support mental focus and concentration. Lion's mane, that's there to support cognitive health. Natural caffeine and guarana to support energy and alertness. Green tea extracts to support metabolism. Berberine to support metabolic health. L-carnitine to support metabolism and energy production. So instead of buying loads of different supplements, you're getting one with 7 already included together. But that's not it. Optimum Night gives you 6 different ingredients combined together as well. You have magnesium to support restful sleep, ashwagandha to help with everyday stress in your day-to-day life. We also have L-theanine and apigenin, and they help to promote relaxation. Lavender extracts, they help to support sleep quality. Berberine, that's there to help your metabolic function over the course of your sleep during the night. So in the day, you've got 7 ingredients working throughout your working day. And at night, you've got 6 ingredients that are there working through your night, ensuring you get a great sleep. So over the 24 hours, you've got continual support, continual help with regards to those ingredients. It never stops working. If you're one of those people that are thinking, you know what, I need to do something different. I need to change the way that my life is now, my routine, the way I'm working, the way I'm living, maybe take a look. It might be something that can change your life.
And we're back. That was our new, one of our new ads for Oxford Natural. And you'll hear more about us talking about Oxford Natural and our own experiences through the coming shows over the next number of months. And I'm sure you've checked out the health journey as well that we released yesterday.
Can I just say, before you guys give your opinions on those players, we've got 3,500 people watching right now.
Jesus.
3,500 people. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching on Loaded Mag NUFC. Give your comments and questions in. I've just been able to have a look at some of the comments, some interesting ones on there about some of the players that we've talked about. Great to hear your comments and opinions. Anyone on X, feel free to come on over to YouTube and be part of the conversation in the live chat. Great to have you involved in part of the channel and part of the community as well. Sorry, lads, go for it.
Okay, okay. So there's probably 2 standout from the list of 5 you had there, Pete. Okay, any or all of them would be an asset to our squad. I suppose maybe I'll start with Victor first. Victor Froholt, and yeah, he looks class, absolutely class, and he's for 20 years old. He's a big lad as well. He'd be well able to manage in the Premier League, the rigors there. I see him kind of more of attacking than defensive. But he's class. It's just how much are we going to have to pay to get him? That's the big question there on that. But he'd probably be my number 1 choice for a Bruno replacement, because Bruno in the attacking sense, Bruno, because he'll get you a few goals, or he'll be more creative up top, let's say. Then the second standout one for me is Stiller, and I didn't know an awful lot about him. Even when we were talking to Seb there the other night, I didn't know not like I know we talked about him before, but I never really kind of paid much attention to him. But yeah, looking at videos of him today, I think I was looking at, he's class, and you're right. His range of passing, and he's lovely dink balls over the top, being German as well. What I also like is his release clause that we've talked about. That'll he'd probably be paying half the price he pay for Froholt.
Well, guys, just to jump in on that, because I wasn't aware of this either. A couple of people have said in the chat that his release clause expired last week. I wasn't aware. So that whether it changes anything drastically or not, I don't know. But I just wanted to put that in because I saw that and thought, I wasn't aware. So because I was thinking about the release clause as well. So. Does that change anything for you, Daz?
It might change. It might, because I'm not paying too much over the release clause. Not when a week ago we could have got him for cheaper. But the other thing is that between Froholt and Stiller is that Stiller's 25, whereas Froholt is 20, so he's got 5 years on him there. So the release clause has changed my thinking. I was going to say go with Stiller because German connection, the link up with Nick Valtamada, his passing range, but we won't get goals from him, I don't think. Whereas we would from Froholt. And because I was talking about Froholt with Transfer Tony last night, actually, and another name I threw into the mix when I was chatting to him was, and it's not in this position, it's actually more in the number 10, is Rodrigo Mora, who we talked about before, and another young player. Again, if we're going down that road, but he's from Porto. They're not going to let everyone go, obviously, and they all start to drive a hard bargain as well. But another option to think about if we were going further up the pitch to replace. So, but I think, yeah, depending on how much we could get Stiller for now is the sticking point with that new bit of information. But Froholt would be the star quality young player to bring in, which is the cost for me. And the others, like Mane, it's a big gamble. I think paying big money for him, because I know, remember they talked about 50 million before. It depends again what you get him for. But I like him, but gamble, I think.
I'm interested to see whether Mane is in Chris's top 2, because obviously he's a player that we talked about before. But who were the ones that kind of stand out for you, Chris? Are there any? Daz chose 2 kind of that stood out from the 5. Any 2 that stand out from the 5 for you, or more? I don't know.
Well, first of all, Pete, I've got to credit you there, mate, for the very first one, because Keith Smith, you're right, he's just disappeared off the face of the earth, hasn't he? Because everybody was meant to be getting Keith Smith. Keith Smith was not interested in Newcastle because he's got bigger fish to fry, and Keith Smith has not been linked to anybody as far as I'm aware. So yeah, that is a very, very interesting one, and obviously we know that Newcastle do have an interest in Keith Smith, so very, very interesting. I'll quickly do what Daz did. So you obviously spoke about Keith Smith. I think my number 1 from all of those is Angelo Stiller. And the reason I say that is because he's slightly older. You've got the Nick connection. German international, went away for the World Cup, didn't he? I don't think he got many minutes, but he certainly was part of the squad. And the way that you described him as well, Pete, I mean, you know far more about him than what I do. He sounds a little bit different, doesn't he? And he does sound like somebody who can provide something, an alternative option. Because, in that midfield, particularly if we are going to be changing formation and it's going to be constantly evolving, having somebody who is different to the other midfielders that we've got, I think will work really, really well. Udega, you turned me off from him when you mentioned about his injuries and stuff, and I thought,
It's difficult.
But I see why you've been linked, why you've suggested him, because obviously he's a player who clearly has a lot of potential and is very, very highly thought of. Froholt is obviously someone who has been linked, and the release clause thing is very interesting. But again, he's not going to be in my top 2. Maybe. I don't know. I would like Froholt, because I for certain reports I've seen, the clips I've seen, he looks like a bit of a monster, and he looks like somebody who could definitely take the Premier League by storm. I have to give a shout out finally to Matheus Mane. I remember, boys, mentioning to you lads, I think he'd been linked that day, and you boys said that you'd seen it, and then I watched the Everton Wolves game, and he scores an absolute belter. And from that moment on, I was like, yeah, this kid's special. The only thing that's working against Matheus Mane is he is probably part of that, project type player. He's only 20 years old, so we've already bought Sean Steer, we've already bought Aladji Bamba, we've already got Louis Miley. It's like, do we need a slightly older head? And that's why I've said my number 1 would be Angelo Stiller, for the reasons I said before. The Nick Voltemade link, the fact he's 25, he just brings that little bit more experience. He still falls within that great age bracket as far as I'm concerned. So I would say Angelo Stiller, but if we did sign Matheus Mane, I would be excited, because I agree with you, Pete. I think he could play in a 10, he could play in an 8, he could play either wing. He's a player with a huge ceiling. And if you could get him at a reasonable price as well, and we've been linked previously, so very good suggestions, mate. Very, very good. I'll be honest, I would be happy with any of those 4 out the 5, not a Degra. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
Just when I can come in there again, I'm just on Stiller, but like he to me, he's more defensive, right? So we've got Bamba, we've got Miley that can obviously play there, and we've got Sir who can play there or a bit further forward. And if it's a Bruno replacement, where are the goals coming from any of those? That's why I think we need someone more attacking. If it's a Bruno replacement, we're kind of looking for. No, we're not. You can't replace Bruno, as you said, with everything that he brings, leadership, passion, but with just for on the pitch and output in terms of goals as well as assists.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. It is a good point. Froholt would be a safe one, wouldn't he?
Again, he hasn't played in the Premier League. It's a change for him as well, you know.
Yeah, but he's more attacking, is what I'm saying. He's got more in his locker going forward.
Yeah, he's got a brilliant work rate though. Like, he doesn't stop running. Like, he's someone that, how many times have we talked about, you know, Gordon's a great runner, but after 60 minutes he goes flat. Alexander Isak's a great runner, but after 60 minutes he goes flat. Someone like Froholt he's got great energy. Like, he's got good technique and quality on the ball, but he can run all day. Like, he's got that athleticism. And I know Eddie Howe and his athletic players, but these guys have got quality to add to that. And this is the thing. It's really hard to pinpoint players that you think would be the first choice, because we don't know what the manager wants. We don't know what the manager wants his midfield to look like. Does he want a tempo setter? Does he want a Stiller to be commanding and controlling the tempo of the game, and maybe then pushes Jacob Ramsey further forward to be someone as a 10 to do that running and find those pockets of space in and behind? Or is he happy with, and I think Daz, you just mentioned it, is he happy with a Bamba and someone else sitting in that double pivot and asking a Froholt or somebody else, a Mane or somebody else to do the business going forward, and to be that attacking threat, someone to receive the ball off a Bamba or a Jacob Ramsey in that double pivot and drive forward and be our attacking emphasis to get the ball into those attacking areas of the pitch, that final third, for then the rest of the boys to do the business. It all depends on what he wants. So it's hard to give one example, but like I love the thought of a tempo setter. I would love someone like that in our team. I think because we've had it in Bruno, and Bruno made such a difference to our team being that, I think it'd be really good to add that in there. You might not have everything of Bruno, but he certainly has those traits that could help the team almost be a team that controls games. That's something we haven't had enough of. A team that's comfortable and confident with the ball, that can dominate games, and you need a pace setter to do that. Every top team has a pace setter, someone that creates the tempo of the game, speeds it up, slows it down. Whether you're Man City, you've got a Bernardo Silva or someone of that ilk. Whether you're, I said Man United with a Carrick back in the day. Whether you've got someone in midfield like a Gerrard, for example, that's a bit. Every team, every great team has one, and I think we need that in there. So I would put Stiller in there as one of my top choices, probably alongside Froholt. But what fee that's going to be for both of those?
Yeah,
I'm going to. People in the chat, put your opinions in. Who would your go-to be out of those five as an option, and let us know. Now,
Pete Wazza has mentioned Susik.
Yes, I saw him linked as well. Yeah.
I'll throw you another one, because there was another link as well that I didn't put into the chat. So there was Luka Susic from Real Sociedad, someone that he's worked with previously, and then there's another lad that's been linked in the last 24 hours as well, and it's Nicholas Seiwald, and he's also at RB Leipzig, another centre midfielder, an Austrian midfielder. Again, he's 25 years old too, another player that he worked with, I believe at Salzburg too. Yes, he did. So there's two that we haven't even talked about, but have also been linked in the past 24 hours, lads. So who knows? Now, just really quickly, lads, there has been, well, I say an update. I'm not going to put the source on, because it's a source that I don't think you're going to like, Chris. You know what newspaper I'm talking about.
I know exactly what newspaper you're talking about.
But they have put a tweet out saying Bruno Guimaraes lands at Newcastle pre-season camp, with Arsenal target set to personally hand in a transfer request. That's what that newspaper report is saying tonight. So I'll read a little bit of it. Bruno landed at Newcastle Spanish training camp as talks rumble on with Arsenal. It was due to meet new boss Matthias Geisler to outline his desire to quit the Magpies. So that's basically what they're saying that he's going to do. That his conversation with the manager will be about him asking personally to leave the club. Whether that's the case or not, we don't know. But that's what they're reporting tonight. Can we always believe what they say? Absolutely not.
And Pete, my big problem with that as well, my big problem with that is I could understand, I could probably accept that more if this were Alexander Isak's situation from a couple of seasons ago, where the bid had gone in and we'd rejected it. But there is yet to be a bid. And people keep saying that there is a bid. There is yet to be a bid.
9:43, 2nd of August, still no official bid that's coming, even though last night it ramped up and was told that we're being braced for a bid. Keith Downey reported it. Other reports are saying that a bid is imminent, but we've been told for the last 2 weeks a bid's been imminent, and we're still not there. And now he's in Spain, in La Manga, with Newcastle in their training camps, as reports are saying. So I don't know what to think anymore, lads. I have got no idea what to think anymore.
Do you remember that a bit of fantasy? Remember we were talking, Chris, about we're backing over and about the unveiling of MJ as our manager, and then the unveiling of our new number one keeper, and then we look towards the unveiling of the Bruno replacement, and it is Bruno. He's not, and him saying he's not going anywhere. What's the chances of something like that happening?
Do you know what, Daz? Yeah, probably slim. But the fact that he's there in La Manga, maybe he wants to go and speak to the new manager. Well, I say maybe he wants to go and speak to the new manager. He probably doesn't want to go and speak to the new manager, but he knows that he's got to report for training because no fee has been agreed. But it for me, I don't know. I think it swings the pendulum a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and say that I think Bruno Guimaraes is going to stay. I'm not going to do that. DXLE, I will get a loaded mag tattooed on my head if that happens. We'll hold
Hey, don't do that. What was it about?
Put on the screen. There it is.
It was Tom Dixon in the
Tom Dixon. He owes us a tattoo.
He still owes us a tattoo. DXLE. Tom Dixon, who's one of our mods. He said he would get a tattoo of Loaded Mag NUFC logo if we won the Carabao Cup. And you know what happened in 2025? We won it. He still owes us that tattoo, so don't do it, DXLE.
I haven't seen him for a while.
No, he's still about. Still watches the show.
Good man.
But yeah, he's. But you know, don't make those promises because it may come back to bite you on the backside. Yeah. Especially when it's said on the head. Yeah. But boys, I've got two more.
Oh, sorry, Pete. I was just going to say, just to wrap that up. Sorry, mate. I was just going to say,
no problem.
This is the mad thing about Bruno, isn't it? This is the mad thing because if I'm Bruno Guimaraes and I'm going back to training, because obviously I've got to go back to training, is there not part of him that's thinking like this deal should have been wrapped up? This deal, you know, he's effectively stuck his legacy on the line. That's what he's done. Yes, he hasn't spoken out. Yes, he hasn't, officially said he wants to leave yet publicly. We know that obviously the actions of his representatives and associates or whatever you want, or intermediaries, whatever you want to call them, do indicate that he does want to leave. And the fact that, he hasn't said anything indicates that he doesn't want to be at Newcastle anymore. But if I'm Bruno Guimaraes, I'm thinking, what's going on? And is it going to make a difference, boys, if he gets in there with Geisler? All the lads are there. All the lads are saying to him, stay, don't leave. Ross Wilson's got his arm around him and saying, we'll get you a new deal. You can go next summer. I don't know, but I think it's a positive that he's gone to La Manga. And I tell you what, I think Arsenal fans, and if you're in the chat, please do say, how have you not wrapped this up yet? How have you not sorted this out yet? This shouldn't be happening. Because if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be a little bit twitchy. Right now. I genuinely would. Because Bruno Guimaraes shouldn't be on a pre-season tour with Newcastle. He just shouldn't. This has been going on for weeks.
You're absolutely right, Chris. And this is what I keep saying to like Potts and Sam and Hooks and some of the other Arsenal fans that have been sort of like in comments and replies, etc., etc. It's just like, hold on a second. they're pointing the finger at us that we're the bad guys because we've set value on a player that we hold highly. He's our captain, he's our most important player. They're arguing that it's our fault that this deal's not been done because our value is too high. Hold on a second. At what point are you going to look at your own club and go, hold on, this has been going on for like 6 weeks now. 6 weeks. And still there's no official bid gone in. It's like, how have you allowed it to drag on this long? We're 3 weeks away from the season starting, and you haven't even put a bid in for a player that your club and your accounts have been doing nothing but talking about that this was a done deal for 6 weeks. How is it not done? And this is the thing. This is not on Newcastle. This is not on Newcastle. Newcastle have done the right thing. They've stayed silent. They've got their journalists to put out that things aren't true when it's gone out.
Really Junior.
And that doesn't surprise me either. And this is the thing: if that is the case, and that is true, and they've come out and said that, then hold on a second. When do Arsenal fans look and go, "Is it us? Are we the problem? Are we just not very good at wrapping up deals? Are we the problem because we don't want to pay fees that people are demanding for their players? Because these are not average players. Bruno Guimaraes is not an average player. He's a very, very good player. For me, I think on his day, he's a world-class player. And they deserve world-class level fees. Both of those two players do. So if you desperately want those players, you've got to put the money out and show what you're about. You're the Premier League champions. You've just got to the final of the Champions League. You should be putting your money about to show that you want to stay there and you want to go one step further next year. You want to win the league again. You want to win the Champions League again. This is not a Newcastle United problem. This, for me, is an Arsenal problem. I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now, and it still maintains the same. Because, Chris, you're absolutely right. How they've allowed Bruno Guimaraes to have an extension on his holiday by 2 days and then fly to La Manga to then meet the new manager, that's all happened in the space of 3 or 4 days, when they could have had this wrapped up very quickly, even before any of this. That is not on us. That's on them. That's the important part, I think, in all of this.
Sophie's just said there, the only difference between Isak and Bruno is Bruno stayed silent and Isak didn't. I agree with you to a point, Sophie, but if the rumours are to be believed, he's in La Manga. He's turned up to do training. Isak wouldn't train. Isak stayed on his own.
It's hiding. Yeah,
absolutely. Boys,
let's see.
Absolutely. Let's see what happens. It may well drag. It looks like it's going to drag into another day, and it looks like the announcement of both our manager and new number one is going to drag into another day as well. But hey, no doubt it'll be worth the wait. So it'll be absolutely fine. 2 players I want to throw at you boys that have come out today. Interestingly, we've talked about positions on the tactics board, and you boys talked about it earlier. You know, do we need a 5th centre back? Well, today we have been linked again for the second summer in a row with Giorgio Scalvini of Atalanta. The reports have come from Italy. Luca Benedoni of Sky Italy has said that Newcastle have made checks on Atlanta centre-back Giorgio Scalvini, and this is one to watch. And one of his good friends, Gianluca Di Marzio, very, very well-respected. Both of these actually are very well-respected journalists in the Italian circuits, have said that Newcastle are looking at seriously Giorgio Scalvini. So, and there is the report on Sky Italy as well. We are doing our surveys on the defender. It was reported last summer, just to give some context, it was reported last summer that Atalanta wanted £50 million for the deal. But I did see a report, I actually had it on here and I got rid of it, a couple of weeks ago, that his value has now gone down to around 40 million euros that they're now looking for. So that's around the 35 million pound mark. So there's a significant drop in the last year. What do we think, boys? Do we think this one is another Bastos, Barnetta? linked every summer, never makes a transfer, or do you think there's actually any truth in the Giorgio Scalvini links that we've heard during today? What are your thoughts, Daz?
It is interesting that they were slinging through them, because we know this man was always looking at him. But I must delete some of those now. But yeah, I think we should still go for him. I think he's 22 years old. Ben Jacobs talked about that we're still interested back in June as well. He had linked us to him then. Yeah, I don't want to come in. He can play both sides, I suppose, in centre back position and in defensive midfield. But yeah, more coming in as a centre back. Be a great option for us to have for 35 million euro. Yeah.
Chris, Giorgio Scalvini, firstly, would you take him? Secondly, do you think it's a deal we are realistically in for someone of his caliber?
Certainly someone of his caliber, yes. Do I think it's a deal we'll do? I don't know. And it goes back to what we were discussing with the lineups. I just wonder whether Eisler might be looking at someone different or recommending someone different. I don't know. It just feels all too familiar, is what I'd say. Obviously the price certainly looks far more attractive now. That's quite a considerable drop. And so if there's a deal to be done, why not? Somebody put in the chat there as well, 2 ACL injuries, which isn't great for such a young lad as well. Loads and loads of talent, bags of talent. I just don't know. I saw the links and obviously, quite excited by it because I do really rate Scalvini, but I don't know. I just have a feeling it won't be him. Don't know why. It's just one of those historic links, and we're just a bit like what you said, Pete. Bastos and Barnetta, and we're just constantly linked, and we just don't sign them. I just don't feel like we're on the cusp of getting them. Do you know what I mean?
I had the same conversation 2 days ago with on the Magstown South chat with Emeka, one of my good mates, about, because he brought up Scalvini and said like we should go for him, get him in. And I'm like, yeah, I love him as a player. I think he's absolutely perfect in our system, but I'm concerned about his injuries. I wasn't aware he had 2 ACLs. I knew he had 1, and then he had a bad shoulder injury when he came back. But if it's 2, that's even more.
You, Pete?
What? Yeah, there you go. Whoa.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it kind of
Thank you, Chris. Dad, thank you for that. It was just, just that little sharp pain just there, just came back for a second, but nah, it feels a lot better. But yeah, that's the bit that I'm really concerned about, is his injury record. Can he stay fit? To be fair, he played 30 games last season, which is more. I think he only played 8 the season previous. And then before his serious injury, it was like 45 games or something along those lines. So it's a good turnout last season. But again, you got those question marks there. There's an interesting point from, I'm just going to steal the chat just for 1 second, Chris.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
David Tolfield put this in. It's a really good point, is that Atalanta expected Edison to go, and it was reported actually last week that because the Edison deal didn't go through, they're now giving him a new contract. They now need to sell, which is why maybe the noises on Scalvini are starting to grow. So could we go in there? Could we potentially go in there and get a deal cheaper because we know they need to make a sale? That's a possibility. Or are they out?
I know a man that'd love to do that. Get in there and get a deal done. Because it's a Ross Wilson summer.
So that's the only thing with Scalvini. But I would love him if he can stay fit. I think he's a fantastic centre-back. Other centre-backs, I'm going to breeze through these really quickly because I've had them on the system for a good few shows now. I'm not been able to get through them. Another centre-back linked with is Fikayo Tomori. Those links have gone a little bit quiet, but last week they were heating up a little bit. Again, Italian journalists were reporting that Newcastle were interested in signing him. Lee Ryder confirmed that there had been no bids, but the player has been offered around Europe and he is a potential of interest. Another player that was linked with us a few years ago is Wilfried Singo of Galatasaray. He was linked with us when he played for Monaco a while back, and it was reported in La Marca Sports that Newcastle had sent a letter of interest. So maybe there are defenders of interest for Newcastle. And the thing that was interesting about these two boys, lads, Tomori and Singo, is that they can both play right back and centre back. And that was the bit that I wanted to just throw in there, because that's why those links were quite interesting, because they can play both positions. So they can cover at centre back. They are predominantly centre backs, but they can also play right back too. So maybe defenders might well be back on the agenda. And Genius is saying he is rapid. That was one thing we talked about a couple of years ago as well. And the other one, lads, absolutely a popular topic of conversation at the moment is this man here, Anis Haj Musa of Feyenoord, the Algerian international, had previously been linked back in June with us. So Sasha Taglieri reported this back in June, that Newcastle were exploring the market with regards to Anis Haj Musa, and talked about it when we were way back, when we were linked with Zadok Johanna. That's just how far back the links with Haj Musa has been. But and they talked about it in the Chronicle back then. However, reports in Holland have said that Newcastle are seriously taking a look at Haj Musa, and today have reported that he is wanted by Newcastle and other English clubs. Feyenoord want to release him to a club that pays the most money. I think they need a sale and they want to raise as much money as possible. And whilst literally just before we went on the show live, Dennis Kronberg has confirmed that Newcastle are interested in signing Anis Haj Musa if the right amount is put on the table. I can't imagine he will stay. So it's looking like he is going to move, and it's been confirmed now in the Dutch perspective, their Dutch sources, that Newcastle are at the table for Anis Haj Musa. So thoughts on him as a player? I'm going to put it out there really early on for when Chris has his say. He is known as a Riyad Mahrez.
Oh, no.
Just watch him play. He's got Riyad Mahrez written all over him.
I've seen the cutting and then the hit with the left. Oh, mate.
I've also seen the Mahrez chop as well. So he looks like he's going to bend it with his left and chops back in onto his right and then goes the other way. He's got that about him. He does look a very exciting player. Daz?
Twice I've looked at him now. Twice I've looked at him and I've not seen that, boys. I really haven't. I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's a great player. I kind of, when I'm looking at him, I just get, I know he plays in a different wing, but I get the Jonas Gutierrez vibes off him. Like he's a good player, but he's not mad, especially unless he's going to pull out a Spider-Man mask and really surprise me. But look, I don't know. Lots of clubs have linked him, and I suppose this is all coming as well when MJ was looking at him when he was in Saudi as well. That's what I was reading somewhere as well. And I don't know though, and I know that the plane spotters are always tracking planes from Holland and this, that, and the other, and he could end up in Newcastle. And if it's for the right price, he might make sense. He could do a job. I haven't seen these Mahrez comparisons with them. Any clips I've seen, it's just, give me something more. I'm not seeing it. That's just me.
Chris, you've not seen too much, or have seen a little bit of him. Thoughts?
The bits I've seen, I like him. Only because, like you say, very, 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 very similar to Riyad Mahrez. He is exciting. Slight concern given that he's in the Eredivisie. And also, as well, you know, he seems to be a player, and tell me if this is wrong, but he seems to be a player that's risen to prominence. And then I seen he was 24, and I was like, oh, where have you been? Why are we only seeing a lot of him now? Maybe he's a bit of a late bloomer. But yeah, apparently Geisler really likes him. And do you know what, boys? Like, as we showed earlier on our tactics boards, I'd love another option on that right wing. I'd love another option on that right wing. I really, really would. And if he's the guy, I'm here. I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. And he's also a pretty decent price as well, isn't he? It's not like, you know, he's not like a £60 million player. He's someone who looks like you'd be able to pick up for anywhere between 30, 35 million. So I think he would probably be a player who would be worth taking a punt on, in my opinion. What about you, Pete?
I like him. I think he's an absolutely the type of creative talent that we need in this team. We have runners, but we don't have that real like end product on that right hand side of quality. I know Murphy gave us that in the 24-25 season, but let's be real, like he doesn't give you that on a regular basis, and we haven't seen it at all from Alanga when he did it consistently the season before for Forest. So it's the consistency level is a problem. And the Friday's right. 24. How we're saying 24 is old is crazy, but that's because of the bracket we've put on the players that we're attacking. He's almost like the top end of that bracket that we're looking for. I like him. I looked at his output last season, and it was 13 goals and 7 assists. The 20 goal contributions all in for Feyenoord. That's a pretty. I know it's in the Eredivisie, and there was he got 2 goals and 1 assist in the Europa League. But I don't think I think that's something to work with. I don't think that's bad at all. I think that's a good return for Feyenoord. I think he could work on that and add something to this team. Put it this way, he'd be instantly better than what Murphy gives you. As a right winger, instantly, and it might be a low bar at this moment in time, with all due respect to Murphy, but like he's someone that if we're going to bring in and get a decent fee for, then I'd be all in on this, 100%. Well, there you go, and that's true. With all due respect to both of them, been good servants to the club for the length of time that they've been there, but really only had one good season between them where they played well in all of that time that they've been at the club. So we need someone with a bit more consistency, someone that can play to Geisler's style. And I think he's a guy that could. And what's really interesting about this, boys, and Daz, you kind of touched on it, is that actually when I was looking into this, this report in Holland, I'll go back, no, not that one, this one. So I read the article on this in Holland, and basically what they said is that Matthijs Geisler wanted to sign Musa for Al Ahly in Saudi, but he didn't want to move to Saudi, and that's why the deal didn't go through. So the manager's already tried to sign previously, but he didn't want to move to Saudi. So is he the name that he's given to Ross Wilson to go, I want this guy in my system, I want him in our team? And if that's the case, I'm all for it.
Or is it an easy story to build on because he wanted him when he was in Saudi? Either way, like if he wants him, go get him. Yes, and he's obviously wanted him for a while, and he's still, even though he's coming into a different league, different criteria will be needed to play in the Premier League. And if he still wants him, bring him here. Then it's his choice to go for him. So he obviously would see something in him.
So there's just a couple of links there with players over the last few days that have been in there. Any comments, questions before we wrap up the show, boys?
Right, we're gonna have to be quick, boys. We've got a lot.
We'll put a timestamp on it. Yeah. We apologise in advance if you don't get it.
Midnight.
Yeah, no, we will fly through them, and we will make sure we answer as many as possible. But yeah, we'll just be very quick with our responses. Jumpers for goalposts. Firstly, mate, thank you for being a member for 54 months. Much appreciated. Nearly 6 years. It seems like 54 minutes. Love the shows. Really nice comment that Jumper for Goals post. Thank you so much, mate. That's really nice of you. I've got to put this one up because it gives me a nice little segue. Vincent Moran, thank you so much for your comment. Love Chris's jersey. Now, funnily enough, Vincent Moran, I got my jersey from OK Jersey.
That's right.
This is where this very shirt came from. Get yourself on OK Jersey. There's lots and lots of Newcastle merchandise available. The new stuff is also out there for Newcastle. They've got the new jersey up on there, and we believe. Am I right in saying, boys, the training gear is going to be up very, very soon? Is that right?
Yeah, they're working on it. They'll be up soon. As soon as they let us know, we will let everyone else know.
The new shorts are up there as well. No, by the way,
it's churning. It's churning.
As soon as they put it in order, they're up. Damn it.
Yeah. So get yourself on OK Jersey, and you will see lots of really good merchandise on there. Right, Wazza, thank you so much for your comment. Wazza, you've been flying away with the super chats tonight, mate. Fully appreciate, and some of them I'm not quite sure what they mean, but I really appreciate super chats, mate. It's so kind of you. Wazza says Willock hasn't the stamina. We are going full octane. Yeah, so that was in response to our earlier comments about Joe Willock and potentially moving him on. Maybe Ross is right. Maybe our new manager will be looking to move Joe Willock on. We will have to see. But thank you so much for the super chat. We've also had some more jewels, boys. We've got 1,000 jewels this evening, and it's from Doug DeBoard. Thank you so much, Doug. Much appreciated, mate. 1,000 jewels and a trophy cake. I think there's meant to be an image there. But yeah. I'm going to keep reading them out. We appreciate the trophy cake. Thank you so much, Doug DeBoard. Very, very kind of you, mate. Samsonite Dove, thank you also for your super chat. Shared on TTR2, a co-worker were two tour to Helmand with current PC Copenhagen physio suggests Froholt has a medical scheduled on Monday.
Tomorrow?
Well.
That would be unreal.
That would be very exciting. Very, very exciting. On the subject of Froholt, there was another comment. Do you know what? I'll come to it. There was another comment on Froholt. You will see a little bit of repetition here. This is where the Wazza super chats go off on a tangent. So if you can help me here, boys. Wazza, thank you so much, mate. Wazza says, Chris is, I don't really know Mavis Riley.
Neither do we.
I don't know Mavis Riley. Maybe it's the way I've said something. Maybe I don't know. But thank you, Wazza. Thank you for the super chat, mate. If you're still in the chat, mate, explain. Clarify. Keep a lookout for those Mavis Riley comments, boys. Lee Robinson, thank you so much for your super chat. Haji Musa, yes, just been talking about him. Haji Musa. So hopefully, Haji Musa, we hear some news on Haji Musa. That would be very, very exciting. Stephen Hickey, thank you for being a member for 2 months, mate. Much appreciated. He says Willock, Bruno, Big Joe out, Stiller, and Froholt in. That is. Tell you,
that's a nice compromise. Obviously, the Bruno start it isn't great, but the other one, Willock and Big Joe for Stiller and Froholt.
It's a question for you. Would you take that, boys? Would you take that?
I would
keep Bruno as well. Why not?
Yeah, Bruno not part of it, but like Willock and Big Joe. And Stiller and Froholt, 2 for 2.
Yes, that's unreal.
What a deal that'd be. Yeah, Jesus. Also, thank you so much, mate, for your jewels. 2 jewels. 2 jewels from Silver Star. Thank you very much, top man. And talking of jewels, 2 Nevs, 10 jewels, hiding. 2 Nevs is in hiding, apparently. I'd love to see what image that is.
We're still clueless.
I don't know. But thank you so much. 2 Nevs, much appreciated. Peter McCardle, thank you so much, Peter. The biggest deal we need to do is Lewis Hall new contract to shut down these Man United rumours. Oh, mate, absolutely Wouldn't that be lovely, boys, to see that announced at the same time as our new manager and our new number one?
It'd be like a documentary, the introduction, the whole, that'd be...
Just a really quick update, just to add on to that. People won't like the person writing the tweet, Miguel Dele, his previous Newcastle links, but he has said that Man United are looking at Lewis Skelly as well as Lewis Hall. Now, he seems to think that they're pushing for Lewis Skelly ahead of Lewis Hall, and they are basically seeing if there's an opportunity to sign him, because there was a potential opportunity he could go this summer, but because obviously the last part of the season, Lewis Skelly was getting games and starting. I think he started in the Champions League final as well. They're not sure whether he's going to stay at Arsenal or move on. So if, for example, if Bruno leaves and goes to Arsenal, it opens up a space for Lewis Skelly to leave. If he goes to Man U, it might well mean that the Lewis Hall deal doesn't happen. So that's what he's assuming by that. But ultimately, we don't want him to leave. Of course we don't.
Genie Esther, thank you so much for your super chat. And this is interesting, Pete, based on your conversations earlier about Inter. Petar Suchik from Inter, not his cousin Luca from Sociedad, is my pick.
Right. Yeah.
Suchik could be available if Inter pulls off Curtis Jones. Technically and physically excellent and a worthy Bruno replacement. And if they need the money...
Good player. Sorry, I thought it's only because I'd seen the links with Luka Sukic from Sociedad, that's why. But Peter Sukic.
Yeah, interesting one. And Wazza, thank you again, mate. As I say, Wazza's been flying in with the super chats this evening, so much appreciated, mate. On my day, I was world class. It's in my CV, honestly. I believe you, Wazza. I believe you, mate. I believe you.
Have you broken Sophie down yet? Was that has she softened to your advances?
Yeah. She's gonna hate you for bringing that back up again.
Yeah. Boys, I want to quickly read out some of these. I want to quickly read out some of these comments because there have been some great comments. And if you just give a yes, no to some of the answers, but they're really, really good ones. Lee Jones says, do you think Bruno, Murphy, Willock and Joe Linton will be part of MJ's starting 11 against Liverpool? Which players are going to be in the 11, if any?
Maybe only Joe Linton. Maybe.
Daz?
As we sit here now, I'm going to say Bruno.
Mate, I was going to say the same. I was going to say the same, just to throw that wild card in there. Oh, imagine.
It's only when the season starts I'm going to be gutted about missing them. But go on.
Well, I'm not going there. I can't do that.
We can't just for the
I know you boys are like just saying there's a chance, but I'm saying no. I'm just not. I'm not doing it.
I know we can't allow ourselves to be into. Yeah, I know. Jonathan Greenwood, friend of the channel. We mentioned that Johnny was in the chat before. A great question from Johnny. Out of the three strikers we've got, do you think Asula starts up front against Liverpool? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Fabian Shah. I think Will Asula will start up front. Great question, Johnny. Thank you. Gubazera. So this was at 9 o'clock. So Gubazera, he should be here now. Bruno's flight is landing in about an hour or so. So we should be there now. Let's see if we get any kind of confirmation.
I had heard, and it was on social media, I had heard it was around 11 that he was meant to arrive.
Okay. Might be a late one, boys.
Or their time. Because if it was their time, it should be now. If it's our time, he's still got just under a point. So I've no idea.
Yeah, could be 11 in La Manga, couldn't it? Yeah. So interesting. But I tell you what, boys, I do think there's a slight shift if he's in La Manga with the players and the manager. I really, really do. But we'll see. Bill Ashby says, Daz, I've got another possible suggestion for Horny Check music. Horny Horns by Perfect Phrase. I don't know that song. I don't think.
See, people, the problem with the music is we get copyright bans, so I have to be very careful of what I use. So that's why I'd love to. If I was free reign, imagine what I could do with if I had free reign on any tune. then it would be different tunes every night. Don't worry. But it's only things I can get past the YouTube algorithms. Also, an update. Wazza says, "Stuff it, I'm leaving," and Sophie says, "Wazza, don't leave." He's breaking her down.
You're telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance.
This could be bigger than the Bruno you saying.
But then again, she also has eyes on Yassel, or sorry, MJ. So there you go. You heard her from breaking news.
We'll see. Brandon Humphrey, thank you, mate. Best Newcastle channel on YouTube. Come on, the boys. Love that.
Appreciate
that. Thank you so much, mate.
Appreciate it.
Mark Todd, things are strangely quiet. I think the press have been shut down. We'll sign a new midfielder and announce Bruno's departure. Mate, there is no reason why that can't happen. We will have to just wait and see. I really like this one. We've not had this before, and I feel like I know this person because I'm sure they've been interacting with you on X, Daz. But Janet Barton says, Dazza, give me a wave. Dazza, give me a wave. Love that, Janet.
There you go, Janet. There you go.
Janet, you got your wave. And Lee Jones says, and Dazzle like this one as well, Alex Murphy to stay. He's in the 6 foot club. We haven't factored that in. Yeah, exactly. Interesting one. Yeah. He might just make the cut.
I can't remember when I met him. I think I was sitting down actually when I saw it. I didn't take any notes of the.
Was he on a stool, then? Was he on a stool?
No, I was in the airport. So
okay.
Now you bring up the stools, eh?
Yeah. Tony Bennett says, give Lewis Hall a massive pay rise. He's on something stupid like a championship wages. Mate, he's got to be the next one to get the new contract. And boys, do you agree with that? Lewis Hall next one on to get the contract, surely?
100%.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And Alex Murphy, 6'2".
Oh.
6'2".
A strong 6 foot club member. Graham, thank you for your comments. Get Fraser Forster back to help with the homegrown quota. Yeah, do you know what? We've been saying this for the last 5 years, haven't we? I don't know, did he get a move to another club? Did he sign with someone? Or did Tottenham release him?
Yeah, really got released by Tottenham. Whether he's moved to another club or not, I don't.
We'll have to keep a look at it. Have a little look, Pete, while I'm going through these. Another player, two players who've been linked recently, and we haven't really touched on them. Danilo, linked again on X tonight by Lee Owens. Well, not by you, Lee, but you've mentioned him, Lee. And Life of Rolo says Says has been linked and can play both left back and right back. He's the Belgian lad, isn't he?
Yeah, Joachim Says. Yeah, and we talked about it in the Defenders show we did earlier in the window, and also he came on the World Cup and did a good job as well. So he was one I was going to mention him tonight. That he would be a good. He can play. That's what the comment said. He can play both, but he's mainly a left back. Good option and good young player coming through as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Fraser Forster is at Bournemouth.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, gone to Bournemouth.
Right, okay. Oh, well, we can strike him off the list. Let's see. DXLE. Moussa Diaby, loan with an option to buy for 28 million euros. A few people said that tonight. I think DXLE's mentioned it a couple of times. But yeah, apparently he's available on loan with an option to buy for 28 million euros. Would you consider yes or no, boys, for the right wing?
But I'm not sure he fits the right age.
Oh, he still must only be 27, 28, mustn't he? I mean, you're right, isn't he? He's not 20.
Wasn't there? Didn't we say at the time that he never tracked back or something? There was something about that we're discussing, but he was rapid.
Yeah, he's good in attacking phases, but his defensive responsibilities aren't the best. But you wait up. What?
Yeah.
You know, what do you want for your wing?
This is it, boys. But yeah, an interesting link. And talking of interesting links from the past, DXLE, he's got his memory book out here. Kefim Charam for the other slot alongside Bamba. I would love that. Imagine them giants in the double pivot. Yeah, very, very tall lad, and a natural 6. So yeah, an interesting one, DXLE. Maybe he will be revisited. Who knows? Jason C says Oxford Natural can take you from 5'4" to 6'1". Can it?
If you stand on the containers, maybe, but we're not promising that.
I was already there before Oxford Natural, so I couldn't
Obviously,
possibly.
you couldn't comment. Yeah,
couldn't possibly.
No. Bill Ashby, best Newcastle channel on YouTube, lads. That's why. Love that, mate. Thank you so much. Really, really nice. Yeah. The Pop Images says, do Oxford Natural deliver to Europe? I believe they do.
Yes.
I believe they do.
And all over the world, actually.
Yeah.
If you're interested, the link is in the chat, and actually go check out our health journey video, because you get to learn a bit more about it, and you hear about our experiences with using the product for the last month or just over a month, and we'll be continuing that journey as right through the next couple of months.
And for all of you eagle-eyed people out there who probably saw me put my hand to my mouth and take a drink, I was taking them. I was taking my Oxford Night because I meant to take it an hour before bed. So that was a little hint. I'll be having to go to bed very soon. So we will quickly carry on whizzing through these. Magpies Unite. Do you think we have a chance with NUFC? Yes or no? Predominant left wing. Yeah.
Predominantly.
Move over, Bazamana.
Yeah.
To the right.
Bazamana, yeah. Good point.
Inverted. Possibly. I think it's possible with the new manager and a new system. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Nothing skipped down the line, because we're learning from a new manager, new system, new style of play. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. And the players are young enough as well that they can be trained to something new.
Yeah.
So there's that as well. So
absolutely. Steve Waldo. This is a name that does not leave. Well, sorry, it's a name that is constantly linked from where I am. Loads of Everton fans trying to sell me James Garner because I think they know that they've got to cash in on somebody and they don't want to lose Njai. So they're hoping, or they seem quite surprised that nobody's bid 60, 70 million for James Garner. I've told them they're not going to get 60 or 70 million. And that's why no one's been linked with James Garner.
Are they mad?
Oh, mate.
Yes.
They're adamant.
I thought James Garner had a brilliant season last season. I thought it was excellent. And to be fair, like, a lot of the data proved how good of a season he had. But he ain't worth that. Come on. Let's be real.
Nope. I think our days of buying Premier League proven players are long gone. Tony Bennett, if a team like Porto puts 85 million on a 20-year-old, they do not want to lose him. Obviously, talking about Froholt. So yeah,
they put crazy prices in all their players, though. They've always done that.
Does that help Daz with the release clause? Now that the release clause is gone, does that actually help? Where Newcastle actually go, well, I know you had an 85 million release clause, is 50 million. Does that help? First question, does he have a release clause, and is it still active or not? I think the Stiller was it Stiller? That was Stiller we're talking about. Oh, sorry. 85 million.
I'm not sure.
The 85 million for Froholt was what was reported. 85 million euros was what was reported that they.
Yeah, it wasn't a release clause.
It wasn't a release clause.
Yeah.
The one that had a release clause for Porto was Samu, the striker. Samu had it.
Yeah,
I think he's
a lot of injuries.
5 million. He ain't going to be worth anywhere near that now.
No. I love this. David R. All these Newcastle fans tracking flights on X. Literally about 11 flights tracked at the moment, mate. You've got to keep an eye on them. That's all I'll say. David R. Yeah, this is an interesting one, boys. And I've still not forgotten about this. Bergval rumours will ramp up soon again, I think. I think they'll ramp up soon because I did a little check and I'm pretty sure that the 45-day period from selling Sandro Tonali and the 45 days after that is this week. Could be wrong, but I think it's this week. So...
Interesting.
Or was it? I thought I thought it was right before the end of where the transfer window closes. I thought that's when I thought it was.
I thought it was the middle or the start or the middle of August. It's before the 1st of September anyway. I know that.
With us and Tonali, I think it is around now. Because obviously they got Tonali and we could buy one of theirs. I think it was with Chelsea and Villa that theirs kind of ends around like within a day or two of the transfer.
Theirs is over. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, it is. It's something like the 6th of September or something. It's over the transfer window. Steve Cook says, by the way, Pete, I saw that battle with Hooks. Nice, he says.
He was waffling, and I just told him about himself. He was just waffling. To be fair, everyone else on the panel agreed. He was just waffling. He was trying to make out that Newcastle fans were, telling them that we were going to keep Bruno and that Arsenal weren't going to sign him. It was just chatting all this sort of nonsense. I don't know what he was on about. Anyway, I told him that he knows the score. He knows the score.
Just back at that 45 days thing, right? We sold Tonali on the 6th of July, and 45 days after that is the 20th of August.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Also, so there is 2 weeks. Over a couple of weeks then, still left on it. Still within time though. That's okay.
Yeah.
Still within time.
So you can only buy then after that date, from where it's not.
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah, so it'd be 21st onwards. So you've got basically just over 10 days to try and sort it out. DXLE, that's a good one. Say Bruno leaves to Arsenal this week. When he comes to St. James's, is he cheered or booed?
Probably the latter. Especially if he doesn't turn up to La Manga. So he's not there yet. He's not there yet, and he's meant to be there tonight. So if we wake up tomorrow and he's still not there and there's still no news of him traveling or arriving, we don't hear anything from the journalist, and it rolls into Monday. Because he was meant to arrive here Sunday. Arrive here, I wish I was there. Arrive there Sunday, and then start with his training program Monday. So if he's not there, I think there'll be some serious boos, because that then turns on to him not arriving, and maybe going into Isak territory.
Quite possibly. And talking of Isak, Pete, you've segued me beautifully. Ali B says 2-0 to Liverpool, and Isak as the 9 has done sod all. Love it.
Things we love to see.
Love it. I had to start that one. I love that. And David R says, Arsenal Fans TV are still tonight saying the Bruno medical tomorrow, despite Arsenal not actually submitting a formal bid. What are they playing at? Mate, I my mind's blown with it all. No formal bid, and yet he's having a medical tomorrow, and he's just flown out. He's just flown out to Newcastle. I know some people say Arsenal are in Spain at the moment, but he's flown out to La Manga. Well, you know my thoughts. If he goes into that training facility with Newcastle, I think it's madness. From Arsenal's point of view, I think it's madness. I really, really do.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just crazy. Great. Doesn't matter.
Oh, sorry, mate. Jason C. He's in shock. He's in shock as well, Pete. Are those prices on OK Jersey correct? Bargains.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Pete, sorry, I cut you up, mate. What were you going to say about Bruno?
No, nothing. I don't. Oh, to be fair, I can't remember now. But it was nothing.
About the La Manga.
Yeah, it was nothing major. Obviously, just thinking about the fact that obviously if he doesn't turn up, that obviously goes into sort of Isak's territory, and it was Gunnar Lee, who's on the 12th man, and he does some stuff for Arsenal Fans TV as well. He was saying 2 weeks ago that it was going to be last Sunday that the deal was going to be wrapped up by, and now we're a week on, and it still hasn't been done. So Arsenal Fans TV may well get some news, but some of their news doesn't come through. Remember the other guy, Arsenal Fans TV, said that Tino Livramento to Arsenal was a done deal? We reported on that. We were talking about that back in March, and it wasn't even one bid or one linked interest when the season went for obvious reasons. So you can't always believe what they hear. Can't always believe what we hear. It's just one of those. Just gotta wait for it to be officially announced.
Genie Esther, thank you so much for the 200 jewels, mate. Sunshine to you, Genie Esther. Thank you very much, mate. Bill Ashby, Silver Star, 2 jewels. Thank you so much for our Silver Star, Bill. Much appreciated, mate. Frieden, thank you so much. Was there? Sophie is under my wings. What is your intentions with our Queen Bee? Frieden's concern for Sophie. Frieden's putting out a little bit of concern for Sophie. Like a father figure there for Arden. I love that.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Lovely. And talking to Sophie, Sophie's saying, guys, 300 likes. Let's go. We want to get to 300 likes. And I have to say, boys, 4,190 currently watching. Absolutely incredible numbers. And we really, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for sticking with us for nearly 2.5 hours. It is much appreciated. If you're on X, please pop over to YouTube. Consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like. And when you do subscribe, you are able to enter the chat and get involved with our chatters. We've got a fantastic community here over at Loaded Mag. 4,200 now watching. Wow. Great figures. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button. Please also hit the hype button after the show. That would be really appreciated. Help us share the show far and wide. It would be greatly appreciated. But most of all, thank you so much for watching.
Sophie, I said there's 34 likes needed to get to 300. So let's get them up before we get out of here.
Come on.
Be careful, Pete. Watch that shoulder. Watch that shoulder. It could go. Is it going again? Take it easy. Take it easy. We don't want another injury.
Life of Rolo. Life of Rolo has given us a gold coin. Thank you so much, Life of Rolo. Much appreciated, mate. Really, really nice of you. And our final comment, our final super chat of the evening goes to American Geordie. And he says, New Eisler. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much, American Geordie. And thank you for tuning in, mate. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm assuming you're in America. Thank you so much. We have guests from far and wide. Where was the most obscure place that we had someone watching the shows? As I remember, you ran a report. Wasn't it something like Uzbekistan or something?
I can't remember. Oh yeah, you can see.
Really, we have fans in Uzbekistan. It was like, wow.
It's little islands as well. There's little islands, and sometimes I think it's someone goes on holiday there and they're watching Loaded from there. But it's absolutely crazy that we've such a wide reach, and it's, I suppose it's that's the way of the world now. You can watch us on YouTube, or you can listen to us and watch us on Spotify and Apple Music, and there's loads of different platforms you can watch us. So thanks for sticking with us.
American Geordie's just said he's in New York. That's incredible.
The Big Apple.
Class.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah,
love it. Just to steal the chat for a second.
Oh, sorry, Pete. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
17 likes away.
Go on.
Ooh, go on. Oh, hang on.
There we go. Get in, people. Great stuff.
Thanks everyone that smashed the like button, and keep continue doing it because it's as we end the show as well. But boys, I think we are bringing it to a close. We might park the quiz for another night.
Yes.
We probably ran out of time, but I think we'll be back pretty soon anyway. Somehow. That's it. That is it. See you later. Are you working tomorrow, Chris?
I'm in work tomorrow.
Right.
I knew he was going to do that. I knew it. I knew he was going to do that. That's why I asked the question, Chris. That's why I asked the question.
I wouldn't ask otherwise.
Terrible. I noticed you never asked Pete.
I know Pete. I'll never get one over on Pete.
Pete's off till bloody November.
I wish. But,
right.
Look, we'll be back when there's more breaking news, and there will be no doubt some sort of news. Maybe tomorrow, definitely Tuesday. It won't be long before you see our faces again. We'll be back soon.
All right. Niall knows. Bank holiday in Ireland. Right. Have a good one. See you later.
Take care.
Mama always told me, Papa always warned me, don't hang around with boys like you. Teacher always told me never to be naughty.